Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Nutmeg Curling Club. We are in the third and final day of the college super spiel hosted by Yale. I am Britt, and I'm joined by Craig Steffen.
Hello, everybody.
And we are setting up right now for the 9 o'clock draw. The ice is just getting finished up, so Craig and I will set the scene for you. We've got 3 matches this morning at 9 a.m. Over on Sheet A, we have the team from RPI playing Yale, Mike Parker's Yale team, in the A/B semifinal. On Sheet B, we will have, and it might be starting just a few minutes late because one of the teams is still in transit, we'll have the C event final between SUNY and Villanova.
SUNY 2.
Yep, SUNY sent a couple teams.
Yes.
And it's good that you point that out because on Sheet C, we have SUNY 1 versus the University of Pennsylvania in the other AB semifinal. So, Craig, this is my first chance to get down here to the club this weekend. Have you seen any of these teams play yet?
No, I was not able to come in yesterday, so I did not see any matches.
So this will be good for both of us. We're both going to get our first looks at these teams. It's been an exciting Spiel from what I understand. A lot of fun. A lot of people have come down, and it's been very competitive.
It's the Game of Stones.
It is.
We have lots of Game of Stones banners here in the warm room. We've got the Lannisters and the Targans and the... Starks, yes.
Starks, yeah. We're missing a house.
Starks.
Who are we missing? I haven't watched Game of Stones in like a year. Game of Stones. Now I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
We're missing the...
Stark, Targaryen?
The snakes.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think a lot of them, no spoilers, but at this point there's not a lot left.
But there's 4 main houses, right?
Yeah, well, in the animals they have on the, intro sequence, I think is a bear is the other one, which I think is, a stag is Baratheon.
The stag, the Baratheons, that's the one we're missing in my head.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but no spoilers.
So on Sheet A, RPI is the skip is Evan Mullany.
Yep.
Vice is Gideon Bartlett. Second is Zach
Witsma.
And lead is David Dankowski. Trying to read the right. Dankowski.
Yeah, I apologize. I wrote the names out, and I have terrible handwriting.
All right, and for Yale, we have Michael Parker, and we don't have... Oh, wait a second. Here they are right here. Xian Gu and Xian Li, and throwing... lead is Cecilia Wang, and actually I think I switched the second and the vice.
Right.
Xiang Li is vicing.
And if you see Mike Parker, who is out there right now in the multicolored pants over on Sheet A, sweeping, it's not that he's not skipping, he just likes to come out and sweep sometimes.
Yeah, he will actually be sweeping early and then throwing his last 2 stones. It happens in curling, depending on the sweeping strength of the lead and the decision of the skip. The skip can actually play any position they want. Mm-hmm. They normally do throw the last 2 stones.
I've actually enjoyed skipping from lead because I prefer to be in the house for the last 6 stones. Mm-hmm. So it's been known. And I'm not a great 4th thrower, so I'd love to just throw guards and then run the rest of the game. All right, so that's Sheet A. Sheet B... representing SUNY, we have Ashley Paul, Erin Bailey, Isabel Romero, and Rachel Macron. Or Macron? I'm bad with names, guys, if you're not knowing that already.
And then we have against Villanova, Jeremy Wong, Ben Scott, Matt Caesar, and Eric Kirchner, but they're not here yet. The Villanova team is in transit, so we'll be starting that game a little late.
So you'll be seeing the semifinals on A and C first. Yes. And then the Villanova-SUNY game will start as soon as everyone's here. There was a timing miscommunication on it, so we're giving extra time for the team to get here.
Sheet C?
Yeah, absolutely. Take it up.
Okay, we got Blady Hagberg, Jeremy Zane,
Luke Sanders
and Dan Coletta for SUNY C. I'm sorry, SUNY 1.
Right.
And then UPenn, we have Cody Closure at the skip position, Adam Clearwater, Richard Whitaker, and
Amaya Diana, I believe.
Or Diana.
So thank you for joining us this morning. Please do not hesitate. Please don't hesitate to use the comment section if there's anything you'd like to ask or you want to send a shout out to anybody or you're watching from a particular school and you want to root on your school, please, we'll check the comment sections when time permits.
Okay, so the real challenge is we're going to have to look at their uniforms to figure out. Okay, so UPenn has the hammer on sheet C.
Yep.
Because they're throwing second.
Yeah, and SUNY's first rock went into the house. Looks like it's biting the 4.
Yeah, it's biting the 4-foot.
So Penn will have hammer to start and will be throwing yellow on sheet C. Over on sheet A, it looks like Mike Parker and his Yale team are also throwing yellow.
They're throwing first, so they do not have the hammer.
Right.
So that means RPI has the hammer on sheet A. UPenn is yellow.
Just making notes here because I will get confused with what team is throwing what color.
All right, on sheet A or sheet C, UPenn goes for the takeout on the 4-foot stone and misses. Sheet A, they're putting up the guard, and it looks like a pretty good one. It's not going to come all the way back to the center line, but it's nice tight guard near the center.
And it looks like SUNY is going to try and capitalize on that early miss by splitting the house.
This is a college spiel. I believe the majority of the students are undergraduates. I'll get confirmation here from the warm room. I get lots of shaking heads. Yes, but we have a few grad students also.
Yeah, Mike Parker himself is a grad student,
yes,
is he not?
Is. Pretty good representation from universities and colleges in the Northeast.
Which is sad because the school that you represent and my alma mater are not here.
Not here. And
so,
Fairfield U is right down the street, and Sacred Heart is even closer.
Well, I'm one for UConn, and we have campuses in every other city in this state. There's
right.
no reason the Huskies shouldn't be here.
We're working on the Stags.
Yeah, if you hear us, Stags and Husky Nation, get your butts down here next year. This is a lot of fun. So meanwhile, on sheet C, it looks like we're going after the takeout again.
Yep.
After the draw came out light.
They tried to throw a guard and came up woefully short, but it did stay in play. And
they're not gonna hit.
Oh, okay. I didn't see what channel they put on. They must have just overcurled.
They came outside in.
Yeah, so they're sweeping too much.
Yeah, they didn't sweep until the very end.
Oh, they're just trying to get it to go by.
Yeah. They did not want to push that undercover. I think even though that's a really high guard, they did not want to push it out of the way. And now they're going to try and set a guard on it again, but this time come outside in.
In the house.
Excellent.
Time, guys. They're going to start a little late.
So here comes the stone on C from Jeremy.
We just have a beautiful draw underneath. And
oh, wow, that was sheet A.
RPI is sitting too early behind the guard, so they're looking good now. It looks like he's actually calling to just come in down and sit on that to cut him down. So, Michael Parker talking with his, I believe it's his vice in the house.
Meanwhile, over on sheet C, the attempt to guard the shot rock overcurls a little bit, so they have another guard in play, but Penn will have another shot to remove that stone.
Okay, I'm going to take a look at this sheet A from overhead. Oh, no, we don't have that. That's right.
We don't have the overhead on that.
Yeah.
Third time's the charm for SUNY. They're going to eliminate that red rock on C.
Get the takeout and leave their stone way out in the 12-foot, which is fine. It's counting, and it's way out there, so it's
But meanwhile, yeah, we have an interesting... I mean, it's 2 reds in the 4-foot on sheet A. RPI has made some really gorgeous shots.
He crashed on the guard and sent the Yellowstone over to the 12-foot. RPI has a chance to set up a really good house there early and put Yale on their backs a little.
And they do have the hammer at this end, so they're in really great shape. It looks like they're setting up a guard here.
Yeah, they're going to guard the left side from our perspective going down the ice from the hack. And they're just going to block the heavy draw-in on that side.
Interesting strategy.
Nice job of it.
Interesting strategy having the hammer to want to block up the middle like that.
Yeah.
But you're basically forcing Mike Parker to open up
Yeah.
and remove the yellow stones he was hoping to possibly use later in the end.
Well, when you've got the hammer, I mean, your goal always is, I mean, you want to score 2.
It's 2 or more.
2 or more. And they're sitting there right now with 2 stones in the forefoot or on the button. So they're in good shape. So they just wanted to go ahead and make it harder for Michael's team to go after it. And Michael actually looks like he's got another guard here.
I don't think that was the weight he wanted.
No, he was trying to go around from the discussion I saw with the broom. He's going to get a split, and it's going to actually be guarded even more. So, interesting challenge here early on. And RPI immediately calls to draw one in underneath. Now they've got a whole bunch of guards to hide behind. They could be counting 3. Just want to put this in the top, biting the top 4 in the top 8 underneath all the guards. Stone's on its way. They're not sweeping at all, so now they're on it.
I think they were waiting for the curl.
Yeah. It's a good-looking stone. If it doesn't hit the guard, it misses,
oh, it's by.
But it's this is going to be just in the back 12 when they get done with it, probably.
Oh, it might go out. Nope, it's going to stick around. You're right. Nice call.
Yep. So but the one thing about that is it does give him something to come and sit on. He's going to throw the draw, come down there, and try to draw. Now, what he doesn't actually want to sit on that back stone. He wants to come down and split the difference between the 2 reds or angle free. So he's still going on down the right side. So I'm a little surprised at this. Seems like he might have tried to come around the other way with the curl we have now.
Meanwhile, sheet C, Penn is going to attempt a double here to try and eliminate some of those red stones. A lot of red stones in play in C.
Yeah, so early on here we have 2 potential big ends.
I think he's wide.
And RPI both setting up the possibility. Not uncommon for those of us who play fairly often. The first in is you don't know the ice. You're little getting warmed up, and sometimes things happen. Okay, so he ends up tapping out the red on the back on sheet C.
He came out a little wide.
The red stone, but he came out way wide, so that's definitely counted as a bit of a miss. Did a little bit of good.
Yes. I mean, it wasn't a complete wasted stone because he got that other red out of there. But now red is going to try and guard up their little setup.
What Parker's trying to do over here on sheet A.
Angle raise?
Is angle raise, yellow into yellow, and then drive that yellow in. He's going to just try to clip the front yellow on the right side and angle it in. He's got a lot of weight on it. He's going to miss.
He was not happy with that shot.
No.
He did not even follow it down the ice because he knew right from the get-go it was not going to go where he wanted it to go.
All right, and RPI's got a chance to set a 4th stone in the house. I'll admit, a little surprised that they didn't try to go around that left side and just draw down to those 2. At this point, Yale's just got to focus on cutting them down.
Well, and I'm wondering why RPI is completely ignoring that yellow stone in the outer 12, because that is a golden hit and roll opportunity for Mark Parker. I would get that stone out of there and hit and roll before he does.
Right, or block it, put a high guard up.
Right, but it looks like they're going for another draw.
Yeah. Well, Jeff Hannon, I think, likes to say that sometimes the best guard is a counting stone.
Yeah.
Especially if you can do what they're doing right now, which is to bury the counting stone under the guards. But it didn't make it. All right, so it came up. I don't know. We don't have an
think that
on A. It might be counting, but I'm guessing the yellow on the outer 12. Britt is going to go take a look at our overhead.
I'm walking
in that warm room. But I'm guessing red is counting 3. All right, over here on sheet C.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's a 3 count on A.
SUNY is counting 1. Penn has got one right next to it. They put one down in close to it. It does look like, it's about a half visible.
Oh.
So SUNY could go after that yellow stone, but it's a delicate shot. The curl around the guards. They're looking at a possible run back, actually. And nope, they're going to go ahead and just throw the draw. They're just going to draw for the button, try to come in underneath their own guards.
Update from sheet A, Craig.
Almost on the 4-foot.
Update from sheet A.
Straight draw to the button.
They just had a, I don't know if you can hear me.
Stone's on its way, and they are looking to block the run
I forget.
back
I can't
of
talk from all the way down
Yellowstone.
here. Yeah. Everybody else can hear me, just not Craig.
corner freeze.
Well, over on sheet A, they actually took out their yellow guard and opened a port straight through to those 2 red stones in the 4-foot, but then they just blocked it up.
Yeah, they just blocked it, which was good. But it does leave an angle raised. Now Michael can hit the one just about biting the 12-foot to the right of the center line. He can run that back, and I'm guessing that will be the called shot for Yale. All right, over on sheet C, the call was to draw into the button. And I can't tell yet. It's close, but it's a little bit wide, so it will be red is now counting 1, 3, and 4. Yellow has a nice stone in close.
And Mike Parker's going to go down and take a look at it before he throws the stone. He wants to get this one dead right.
He has got to chip the red in there, little angle run back. Pretty straightforward shot. He just has to hit the stone at the right place, and he can hit it with he can bring a little bit of weight because he doesn't mind if he jams, because then he could possibly be counting.
He actually might love to jam because he probably would take one of those red stones completely out of play in the process.
But the danger of that is if you're not perfect on the angle, you could spill out and be staring at 3 or 4. Is that front red beating the yellow to the left or not?
No, right now I would count the red stones at 3.
Okay, big takeout on sheet. Nice hit and roll. Beautiful hit and roll on sheet C. Takes out the red stone and rolls right onto the button. Let's take a look at that from above. You can see how they ended up. And actually, it's not clear who's counting there.
Parker gets the raise, but he didn't get the angle he wanted. He's going to go out.
Okay.
Oh, that's a shame. He got the weight right. He just did not hit on the angle he wanted.
It was actually too heavy because it's, that was what I was saying. You don't get the angle and you lose it.
That's it. That's exactly what happened. I think he was counting on the jam with that weight.
He does have 1 stone left, right?
Yes. Okay. That was his first stone.
Good. So it does open it wide open.
And we're underway on sheet B, too. That's the C event final.
Okay.
SUNY versus Villanova just got started. Villanova will be throwing yellow in that match.
All right, so the Hammer's last stone on sheet A, and they are looking really good. RPI has 3 stones in the house. There's an open right side of the sheet now, so they're just gonna put a guard up there. A counting guard would be fine. That's my guess anyway. Now they could just draw one in. They could just pile another stone in there, which would be a very reasonable thing to do. I would put the a high counter when it's the middle of the 12-foot, so it's counting. Mm-hmm. But if you take it out, it doesn't
affect the count.
Yeah, it doesn't leave them in a.
Let's see where this guy ends up.
Well, and it looks like they're going to bring one right into the pile.
It looks a little heavier than they wanted.
They're sweeping it. Actually, I'm not sure why they.
Why?
Well, they don't want to leave a hit and roll. But what they wanted to do was just let that go into the back 8 so it was counting.
Right.
So that's all right.
Once you had T-line weight there, you wanted to come up.
Actually, I think it is counting. So
I'm walking.
Yeah, it's counting.
But yeah, I mean, 2 days is like the 2 days everybody has class, so
And yes, the stone count over on A would be 4 red at the moment.
Yeah, okay.
You're right. That one is counting very clearly.
Right. And whoops! We got somebody with a sore butt over on sheet C. Looks like he landed nicely.
Bounced right back up.
Fine. Yeah, he came right back up. So these kids are young and springy.
Yeah.
All right, so Michael with his last shot here, and this is a critical one. He's got to get this in. He's got to draw in underneath the guards and just count them down to 2. He wants to put this on biting a 4-foot underneath all the guards, so it cannot be attacked, but will make it hard for them to get 3. He wants to put it right in the top of the 4-foot, or even frozen on the stone that's near the button.
Yeah, I think that would be ideal. That's going to give you a cover.
Ideal would be frozen on that stone because there's no way to eliminate it.
Right. There's no direct line to it, and it'd be right up against the red.
But anything under the guards in the 8-foot would really help him. Again, the little bump on the one that's on the button, he could end up counting here, even though they're counting 4 right now. So they're sweeping hard. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh,
he got by.
Okay, but he's going to chip and roll. So, unfortunately, he's going to leave himself a little exposed.
Oh, yeah, they're going to see all of that stone.
Right now, I believe he is counting 3. Red's 2, and then the Yellowstone is number 3. but it is wide open for a hit. Now, if they hit and shoot it out to the right, they can score 5. If they hit and jam, then they're likely to get 3.
And so this is not an easy hit because of the jam possibilities.
Okay. Oh, and the hammer's on the way there on sheet C. Let's take a quick look before they kick the rock. So.
Oh, it looks like it was one yellow, but I could be wrong.
But we'll see. We'll see them here in a moment. Pretty sure it was one yellow, and we'll watch the scoreboard. And
here comes the hammer over on A.
Yep. All right. So this is a shot for up to 5 stones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The shot's on its way. They're getting on it hard. They're not actually throwing the heavy take. It looks like they're just going for the chip, which is fine.
Just move them out of the way and get at least 4.
Hit and jam. Oh, nope. There's the hit and snuck through.
That's going to be at least 4, maybe 5.
Takes a big lead in the first end. Goes up 5-0. Now,
they're looking to double check that extra stone, but I think it's 5.
Yep, they're kicking them now. We'll see what they put up. So Yale's dug themselves a little bit of a hole, a few missed shots in the first end, but there's 7 ends to go. And,
long way.
Yeah. Okay, on sheet C, we have 1 for yellow. Yes. So the hit and roll on sheet C was the critical shot in that end. Beautiful hit and roll to put the stone in right on near or touching the button. Wasn't completely centered, but it was certainly touching the button.
So that gives Penn an early 1-0 lead over on C.
Yep.
As Craig indicated, RPI will go up 5-0 on A, and we're still in the first end over on B.
Yeah, because they started a little late.
So we'll probably be switching the camera view, so you may not see the result on B. We will definitely keep you up to date.
Yeah,
it's early on, so
we
can
go back to that for their, for their last shots. Who's got the SUNY? Who's got the hammer on sheet B?
On sheet B,
okay.
I believe red does, which would be SUNY. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
This is
I'm
their
stay
third.
With this view and see whether SUNY can put this red stone in on the underneath all the guards counting.
That is Aaron Bailey delivering right now on B.
And he comes up a bit short. Did not read the early ice well. A little bit slow still. I think they should have hogged that one.
Yeah.
Leave it out of play. You've got the hammer. You want to leave it open.
Did they sweep it a lot? I didn't even see if the
swept at
sweepers
the
were really going.
Okay, let's check out the houses for the sheet A and C. On the right is sheet A, I'm sorry, and on the left is sheet C with this view. Let's go see if we have any people watching. Oh, we got 9 people watching.
But no comments.
But no comments yet. All right.
Send us a shout, guys. We are more than happy to answer questions or send shout outs. If you're watching from a particular school, please let us know. And over on sheet A, RPI is keeping the pedal to the metal.
Yeah,
they put their first tunes in.
Although actually it's interesting. I would say it's a little bit early to be playing super defensive.
Which you mean it may just be
the house is okay.
Yeah, it may just be guards that travel too far.
Yeah.
But if you're not really paying attention to the full match, which I'm not because we're watching all these different matches, it looks like they're just being very aggressive.
So Yellowstone is coming in, and they're trying to sweep it in underneath one of those guards, but it's coming up a little bit short. It's going to be in the house. May actually end up counting. but it is going to be open, and so having the lead makes it easy for RPI in that sense, and that any open stone is going to be gotten rid of.
And you get the feeling early on that RPI is going to want to play, particularly with this lead, is going to play stone elimination.
Absolutely.
As long as they've got a 5-point lead.
See it, hit it.
Yeah. For folks who are not familiar with curling or don't watch it all the time, stone elimination, or what they call a hit game, is actually considered a defensive strategy. But when you're up by 5 or late in a game, it's not a bad strategy to employ. And he did not hit it. He actually impacted the yellow guard and moved things around.
He was a little bit light, too. He may not have gotten rid of it even if he'd hit it, just judging from how much the stones moved.
So it looks like Mike Parker is going to call for a hit of his own.
He'll probably throw the split here.
Yeah.
He wants to hit his yellow stone and send it off to the left and have his thrown stone curl off to the right.
He's giving the opposite handle, though.
Okay.
I think he's actually going.
A double on the 2 reds.
Yeah, I think he sees that potential for a double there.
Yeah, because actually I think red is counting, so he wants to get rid of the counter.
Yes, red is still the 1 stone. Here it comes. It's got decent weight. As you get the angle he wants.
He's gonna. No, he was. He came out too much and he lost it out to the right.
Oh well. Meanwhile, sheet B is down to skip rocks. Let's flip over there real quick and just see what we got.
Okay.
We got a yellow under a lot of cover.
Yep, we got 1 1/4 foot, clearly deeply covered. We do have a red that could be used for an in-off with the red's own stone. It's red's shot. This is
red's first skip rock.
This is Hammer's first shot. So they've got to try to dig that yellow stone out of there.
Are they trying to go through that port, Craig?
Yeah,
between those 2 yellows?
Yeah, they're going to go through the port and they've got the stone that's counting is on the top of the 4 foot. So they got a little room behind it. They can put one in underneath it. Definitely a skip shot.
Absolutely. So Ashley will get ready to take that.
Okay, we'll stay with it. She's coming out of the hack right now.
A lot of weight.
Is she possibly trying to throw the... No, the brooms wasn't right for the hit and roll off their own red. Here it comes. Maybe it's slower than you think, though, but I think you're right. I think she's a little toasty. That's going to go right through the house.
Yeah, that's unfortunately not going to stick around. The line was good, but there was just too much weight on it.
And it ends up throwing hack weight. We'll come back for the hammer there.
Absolutely.
All right, so the elimination by RPI was successful. RPI is counting 4 right now, all out in the front of the house, so they're in pretty good shape. But the middle is still open, so Michael Parker's Yale team has a chance to bury one underneath all those red guards, and looks like he's going to go around the outside.
And the placement of the stones still leaves some opportunities for him to get multiple stones out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not entirely, just hiding isn't his only option. He's got plenty of options right now, like you said.
Sometimes it looks like a team is in really bad shape, but it really, really depends on where the stones are.
Right.
It's actually RPI's shot, and they're just bringing another one down, and they're going to bump. They should be sweeping the other stone, actually. Because they wanted to sweep that underneath their own guards.
There is double possibilities on both sides of that front red.
Well, I say you just hit the red and hide underneath all. You do set up the run backs, but at this point, with so many red stones in there, you just got to get something in there deep and counting.
Mm-hmm.
And that looks like what he's calling for. I think he's calling for a hit on that stone. No, given that broom, because it's curling a little more.
I think he's going after the front stone to see if he can work a double.
He's opening it up, going for at least a double.
I mean, no matter which side you hit that front red on, you have a chance of doubling out because there's so many stones over that way.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of angle.
This is an interesting call.
Plenty of weight. He's watching it intently. He's waiting for a break, I think.
Over on sheet C, Penn, well, actually, SUNY 1 is counting 2. Penn is 2 stones in, sorry, but counting 1. And Penn just threw a draw in on the top. So SUNY 1 is still counting 1. Penn is 2. SUNY is 3. And then, yeah. So
over on sheet A, the takeout attempt hits the top stone and jams straight.
Yep.
But he does succeed in putting a stone into the house and eliminating a red stone at the same time, so he's really trying to set up the late end.
Yeah, although he wanted that stone to go hide somewhere, and it's wide open, and they're just going to take it out. And they do, successfully.
But again, we've got all these stones over there. He's got options.
I think he needs to hit and roll off the one on the 4-foot. At this point, he's running. He's getting deep. Let's see, how many stones is it? 1, 2.
He's on his first stone.
5. Okay, so it's number 6.
So this is Hammer's first skip stone.
Oh, so I'm missing a yellow one somewhere. Just counted them up.
Yeah. Oh no, wait. No, I'm sorry.
This is the Vice's
You're right.
stone.
This is the Vice's second stone. Yellow has a total of 3 stones left to deliver.
Oh. Okay. Did we just? We missed the end of the first end of sheet B.
I'm sorry. We got so caught up.
Yeah. I think it was 1 yellow, but we'll watch and see and update you on the score here.
All right, here comes the yellow stone from Yale over on A. It's another decent weight shot.
And now definitely going for the, oh my, that's a miss.
That, unfortunately, it came out too wide, it looks like.
Ooh. All right. Well, the good news is they still have a route to the button.
Yes.
The bad news is they're staring at 5 red stones.
Again.
Well, before they were only staring at 4, and it was the last shot that got. Okay, over here on sheet C.
Oh, here comes something hot.
We're going to put a look at the top, and red's
that's
got
a double
5 of their own.
Sweep it out. What are you waiting for?
Oh, that's the wrong. Oops. Let's see what happened here on near C. There we go.
I think Clearwater from Penn was so excited that shot went exactly the way he wanted. He forgot to sweep out the back one. He got it out, but first he waited a minute.
So right now, SUNY 1 is sitting 1, but wide open. And they have the hammer, so if they try to split the house, they have to worry about the jam.
Mm-hmm.
I would hit it on the nose and leave it. Hit it on the nose or slightly to the right of the nose from our perspective.
From my perspective, I'm right behind the stone line. He probably can see 75% of it.
So here's the situation over on sheet A. RPI is piling yet another stone in the house just to make life miserable for Yale. Now, this is interesting because that stone, they should not have swept.
It's there.
Well, the double is there, but also what's there is to sit on it. But the double is actually pretty straightforward, so they're probably going to try to hit the double and flop over underneath the guard.
Over here on C, he's going to get rid of that front yellow and roll over a little bit. He leaves an opportunity at the double, but it's not an easy one. And now it's counting 1 and 2. So now Penn has to do something about that. Here comes Parker's first stone over on A. And I think he was going for the take. He is, and he's going to roll over and into the pile.
All right, he'll be counting 3, though.
Let's see that. Can we get an overview on him?
Overview of that. There he is right there. No, I take that back.
1 red.
2. But Michael has 1 shot left, right?
Yes, each skip still has 1 shot.
That stone actually finally did him some good.
When it hit, it rolled right underneath cover and right up against that other red.
So that was a good shot. That may be able to salvage this in. If red does not put up a good guard here, then Michael's got a shot for 2.
Well, I almost wonder if he's trying to draw in himself and try to cut him to 1. If he can park right up or behind that yellow, he can be sitting 1-2.
Yeah, he wants to put 1 right here. He wants to make the draw hard.
Just based on that broom, it looked like he was
stealing.
I don't think
he guard to draw weight coming down.
Right. Oh, well, that makes sense if it was a lot of broom. Ooh, stone's moving on C. Yellow's last row moves stone
out there, but that does leave a draw for 2 for red to go up 2-1.
And he does draw into the 4-foot over on sheet A, but it's an open shot. And now there's a double where he could hit and stick and take to himself.
This is an early serious decision for Yale because they double, they get 2. But if they miss the double, they can give up one or two. The double's clearly there. I've played, Michael plays here at Nutmeg with the Yale team, and he does like his takeout. So he is going for it. Hit the nose, double the 2 reds out, and count 2. He's got to hit right on the nose. If he hits off the nose towards the broom, he could lose his stone and give up 1. So
All right.
We'll stay with this one. Actually, we'll switch here to this view so we can see both shots because the hammer's coming in on sheet C. This will count 2.
Parker's shot has got great weight.
On sheet A.
Oh, it's curling too much.
They're sweeping hard.
It's curling too much.
Up there. Oh, he gets a little bump. Oh, no. Oh, my God. He chipped his own stone out.
That's going to be 3. That's going to be 3 red, Craig.
Oh, okay. The yellow didn't go out, but
the yellow didn't go out, but it moved enough so that it went from being the 3rd shot to the 4th, and so now it's going to be 3 red.
And they're like shaking.
Are they done? There's handshakes.
Okay, so that's a little bit of an interesting development. The Yale team has decided that it's just not their morning, and they will go play in the B event final. And then so sending RPI to the A event final at sometime around noon. I'm not sure when they're actually going to start.
Yeah, noon is the scheduled start, or 11:30, I think it is.
Okay, let's go back to this view here. Well, that was a startling development.
There's a conversation taking place on A2. The tournament director is out there talking to the 2 teams.
Yeah. Well, it's
a
little bit early to us.
Well, the rankings, it was not just a win-loss tournament. There were points based on stones and ends played. So this may not be simply hey, we're down 8-0, it's not our morning. This may be you're affecting your ability to play in the later draw because there's a point system in play.
Yeah, although at this point, whatever matters, win or lose, they already know where they're going.
Right.
So it may not matter.
So the conversation is taking place. I don't know what's going on. I'll focus over here.
All right, on sheet B, we've got, again, Villanova versus SUNY 2. And SUNY 2 is red. Villanova throws a nice takeout.
And this is their last game on B.
Yes.
This is the C final.
On sheet B. All right, so it looks like they're hanging their brooms up on sheet A after RPI takes a commanding 8-0 lead.
All right, over here on sheet C, I didn't see how the second end finished up. What was this count there? Oh, it was 2 for red.
Yes, 2 for red. He had an open draw for 2.
So we've got SUNY 2, Penn 1 after 2 ends. Anything on the commentary? So we have the 2 matches still in play. We have the other semifinal in C that we just updated. Villanova versus SUNY 2 is in the second end. So we'll keep an eye on both matches. This is the one annoying thing, I'm going to just divert for a second, about our camera setup, is that when different sheets get off schedule, so to speak, I can't show you both sides at the same time. Because one of them's coming towards us, and one of them's moving away.
So we'll tend to focus on the sheet that's later in its end.
And of course, I can talk. I'll give you verbal updates if anything major is happening.
All right, over here on sheet B, got a takeout coming in and nicely executed. But actually, they got the peel, so they got rid of one red. They would have liked that stone to stick around behind the game, so.
And
take the elimination.
The Villanova sweepers make a fist pump of half joy because they got rid of the stone and half frustration because they couldn't keep theirs around.
They lost their own. But they are counting 2 right now. Actually, they're counting 3.
3. And so now SUNY is going to try and return the favor, but stick around if they can. I think he's a little wide on the takeout.
Yeah, we got more curl now, so it's coming back nicely.
It's coming.
And to get the take, question is whether he'll also spill out. Which
yeah, he's not going to stick around.
That's a little bit of defensive sweeping.
And he did not get him out.
Oh, actually, he lost his own stone and did not get the yellow out.
Hit it too thin.
Yellow's still counting 3, although they're spread out a bit.
That actually kind of helped Yellow because now he's under a little bit more cover. But a red does have the hammer, and there is wide open path to the button.
He immediately calls the draw in underneath the guard, which is fine. He's going to put this in the actually wanted biting the button, but to the left side, so it's behind their own
Wouldn't you be looking at the front 12 on that side? Try to cut down the pathways.
Who's got the hammer?
Red.
Red has the hammer. Yeah, I would be putting it at biting the 8-foot right out here, right in the front, just like a stone off the center line. But
he's heavy.
If you do either of those, actually throw it a little bit heavy, and it's going to go out the back.
I mean, when you've got that many stones sitting in play, you're probably looking at. He's got the steel set up. You want a guard.
Yes. Yeah.
And now Red's going to try and draw in.
Red's going to do the shot I was talking about.
Right. I mean, if Red can get right in behind that yellow inside the 8-foot, they'd be in really good shape.
Yep. So the sweepers are on it early. Looks maybe a little light to me. They're sweeping hard, but they're moving it. It is still moving. And now the front guard comes into play, but they're going to get around it. It's going to end up at the 8-foot. It's going to be a nice shot, but very visible.
12-foot, yeah.
And
it is not counting.
Overhead look and see if it wasn't enough. So Yellow's still counting too. So it ran out of juice.
Yeah, Yellow is still counting too. So if I'm Yellow here,
you just take the red out.
There's a lot of jam possibility. I mean, I might try to draw behind.
And be counting 3 for sure. That's fine.
I worry
because the jams are a real possibility.
The problem is if you don't get behind your own yellow, you can't be behind the red. If you get behind the red, he's just going to push the red back, use you as backing, and take one. If you can get around and deep, you can really put yourself in good shape.
The perfect shot is an angled underneath this red, sitting right underneath the front red, so that if the red hits their own stone hard,
they're going to jam. They're going to jam on the front thing, and they're not going to change the count. You're still going to give up 2 yellow. Yeah, you got to.
If you draw the button here too, that's because
it's not bad.
The back's not easy.
Well, that's the thing. Right now, with a wide open house like this, red has a ton of options, even no matter what yellow does here.
So even if they make the run back harder or block the draw.
Right. And you can't do both.
Run back harder by going underneath it.
You can't do both in a shot like this. It's just too much room on that side.
He's going to actually come just past the red. It's going to be a little bit
hot. It's too heavy.
It's going to end up in the back 12. So that actually helps red a little bit. Gives them. It doesn't really matter. It's so far back.
Well, red now has a draw.
Take that back. If they sit on that back yellow, they would be counting. So it still does matter.
Essentially, what you just did is you just gave him more backing to work with. He can follow you down, maybe just a touchless weight, but he doesn't have to worry about being light because the odds are, even if he rested up against that middle yellow stone there, he might be counting.
He'll be counting, yeah.
So we basically just provided him some backing, unfortunately. But you still got to make the shot. So while we're looking in on B, just to give you a quick update on C, because they're about halfway through their end. There's a bunch of red in the house, and Penn's going to try and eliminate some of that. So we'll go over that as soon as this end ends.
B is done, and it's coming in now. I like the overhead view when we have a busy house like this.
Absolutely.
What's actually going to happen. Then it looks like they're going for the bump back, and it looks like they were way narrow. They're going to crash on the front guard. So red misses an opportunity here. It just spreads the guards out. It actually blocks their draw line a little bit. So, but the tap up is still there.
So just let's stay on B because this there's still got a long way to go in C, and I can just tell you that he just made a hit and roll. So yellow's sitting 1, but it's a very busy house. Here. That yellow that's touching the red, the 4-foot.
Counting 2 actually.
Counting 2. Yeah. That 4-foot yellow, he was just as a result of the hit and roll. He took him off the button and rolled over, and now SUNY is going to try and eliminate that stone. It's under partial
on sheet B, so we'll stay here for this shot on sheet C.
The shot is under partial cover, but I mean, worst case scenario, you peel the guard. Oh, he's out real wide.
Is he possibly, can he go for the plan B and hit and roll off?
I would be playing the hit and roll right now. Oh, I think he's off it. It's coming back.
Oh, he's got it. He's got the hit and a little bit, okay. Almost
I
got
was
the in-off double.
I know we've been working on our curl, and our curl has been exceptional the last couple weeks, but with that weight, I am surprised it came back that much.
Yeah, okay. So now we're going to go over here and watch sheet B. We'll watch the whole shot here.
It looks like a draw here. Looks like they're maybe trying to take away the draw. They don't seem to be too worried about that promote now with that extra guard out front.
All right, so we'll go ahead and watch here on sheet B. And you can also see sheet C. Whoa.
Oh, Clearwater slipped.
Came out sideways.
Yeah.
He was aiming for sheet B. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, he slipped as he went to release the rock and just lost it.
B. And now we'll switch and watch it come in. And he's trying to...
I think he's trying to draw.
Is he going to hit the guard?
He's heavy.
He's going to hit the guard, I think. No, he's past the guards, but he's a little bit hot. He's just going to sweep it out. Yeah.
All right, so no harm, no foul there. Red still has the path to the button.
First skip stones on sheet C.
Oh, wait a second. Villanova's looking at that yellow up front.
Yeah, they could bump that in.
On hammer?
It's an easy shot. I don't know why you don't just throw the draw on the other side. Oh, you know what he's thinking? I'll tell you exactly what he's thinking.
Yeah, please, fill me in.
He can split it in and get 3 or 4. Let's take a look at the overhead.
Yeah, go overhead on that and tell me what he's seeing.
What I think he's seeing is he's going to shoot the yellow to the left with respect to the broom that's there, and his shooter will then skittle in to the right, and he gets 3. Okay, he's putting this yellow stone here, and the shooter over here.
It's red shooting, though. This is red's hammer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why it's confusing to me. Why are you worried about that stone on hammer?
Well, it is number 2. He's cutting them down. This must be number 3. They're getting rid of this and giving up only 1.
So rather than take 1, you're going to surrender 1 and try to get back at him next end.
Yes, right. He's giving up 1.
Only it did not work the way they want.
But
it's going to be 1 red.
Yeah. Okay. So that worked.
Which is the result I was thinking. I'm thinking, why don't you just draw?
That's what he was throwing. You didn't realize how much curl there was.
Right.
He was throwing the tap in. So 1 red.
Yeah, my first thought was, this is a messy end. You've got a lot of yellow in the house. Take your 1, tie the game, and try to get back at them. So I was confused why they were going for that front stuff.
So they were actually throwing the tap, and it just didn't curl as much as they thought.
Got it.
Which makes more sense. And it's 1-1 on sheet B.
So what's going on over here on sheet C? We're on Skip Rocks now. This is his first stone.
First stone with the hammer. I'm sorry. Yeah, with the hammer.
Yeah, he does.
And he's trying to eliminate that back red. Try to push it back and be counting, and it looks pretty good shot. He's going to get
curl
the
a little
hit
at the end.
And
there you go.
Roll. So he's counting, but he's wide open. So this won't take SUNY long to decide which shot to make.
It's an early morning for Craig.
Sorry.
No worries. Thank you for coming down this morning. I thought I was going to be doing this solo. It's always good to have a partner.
Yes, I was up not too late, but went to the Quick Center at Fairfield U for a modern dance performance by a South African woman. It was cool.
That's a beautiful theater.
Yeah, and although it was actually in the little black box theater.
Oh, yeah.
A small one off to the side, very intimate. There's probably 30, 40 people there, and a solo artist.
I performed in that theater in high school, so I remember it very well.
All right, so the takeout is on its way.
Beautiful shot.
It's going to hit and a little roll, get underneath that guard, partially buried behind the guard.
I can see about half of it.
SUNY, they can see half. Penn can see half of it.
Here's the problem with it. I can see half, but from the line I'm taking, I can also see that there's a strong jam possibility on that back guy. So to hit it on the angle to get around the guard, you really have to get the curl and really hit it on a sharp angle, probably from my perspective around 7 or 8 o'clock to avoid the jam.
And the problem for this is you can't throw the heavy draw and then just bump them because of the yellow stone out front. So they are going for the take. They're trying. They want to come across the face just enough to stick around, though. They'd love to hit and roll. But it's a delicate, challenging shot right here.
This is hammer.
It's on its way.
So you need this to
weight's
stick.
About right. The sweepers are on it hard now.
Here it comes.
Okay, it's looking like a good shot. Yes. And that's it. 2 yellow.
That's 2 yellow.
Very well done.
Nicely done.
Nice shot.
Very well played end. So that's going to make the score 3-2 in favor of Penn. So a back and forth game here on Sen.
Oh yes, 3-2.
Yep.
After 3 ends.
Yep. So that's a very competitive game.
Right,
Speaking of competitive games,
sheet B, they just put up the 1, so it is 1-1.
Yep, 1-1.
Updated the score. Okay, let's switch here.
And while we're early in the end, let's see if we have anybody chatting with us. Oh, we've got a bunch of you watching, but nobody's talking to us. Say hi.
Nutmeg lurkers.
Oh, and we have some.
We got some rooters here. Go Penn.
We have some signage going up.
Here we go. We'll show you here. We'll switch over quickly to the warm room view, and you can see some signs going up on the glass.
Is this like an Ivy League thing? I mean, what is this? Yale's coming over here to support Penn?
He doesn't even realize.
And Penn looks back more in confusion than like, thanks. They're like, all right.
Cody won't understand this.
It's a fun atmosphere here. I love it.
Let me see.
They're going to put the Go Penn sign up right there. Fergalicious.
Fergalicious. Oh, got it.
They used to have a guy called Fergie.
Oh, okay. It's a reference to one of their former players.
So Yale's a little punch drunk after getting punched off the ice.
But they're having a good time, and that's what counts.
Yes, but they're showing good sportsmanship.
So we're early on in both these ends. The C event final is in the third. The AB semifinal is in the fourth. But we are early on.
Oh, so we have here to add a little extra color commentary, Jack Miller.
Hey, Jack.
How you doing, guys?
Busy as skips.
I'm part of the warm room helper committee.
Ah, gotcha.
Excellent.
Okay.
And I told them, tell me what I need to do, because I have...
Yeah. You're not used to working in a warm room. You're used to working out there.
So right now we're both seeing both ends are getting set up. Craig and Jack are talking about our upcoming friendly in Plainfield, New Jersey. Looking forward to visiting our friends down at Plainfield Curling.
Curling clubs will visit each other, bring a few 3-4 teams over to another club and play a one-day mini bond spiel. And you do it each year, and it's basically bragging rights for the clubs.
And a lot of fun.
And a lot of fun.
And if you've never been to the Plainfield Curling Club, they do a fantastic bond spiel in the spring called the Bond Squeal. It's more pig roast than curling tournament.
It's a drinking tournament with some curling on the sides.
Yes, and a lot of food. Have you ever been, Craig?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what a fun time. I know Jack has been down to Plainfield for the squeal. Twice. If you don't drink yourself into a stupor, you'll eat yourself into a food coma and then have to go out and curl on top of it. It's a fun time.
So on sheet B, they're throwing a straight take. Sleepers are on it really hard. They want to hit and roll, but it looks like they're going to lose it to the left. So they're going to get the peel. Yeah. Is that it?
I think Ed can open the bar for
No,
it. It's open?
No,
Okay.
I'm actually bartender.
Okay, good.
I just should.
I'm just surprised nobody brought out the money yet.
Yeah, no, I need it anyway.
Throwing a draw on sheet B, but a little bit too toasty, and it's going to just sail out the back. Yellow has the hammers counting one, got one out in the 12-foot. Red's going to go ahead and try to bury one underneath the two guards and see if they can pull off a steal.
Meanwhile, over here on C, in a game that's been played primarily inside the 4-foot, now we start to have some spreading out.
And we'll take a look at the shot coming in on C, and it ends up peeling the guard.
And that was
the front of the house up a little bit.
That was a shot by their second, right?
Yeah.
That was Luke Sanders, who, according to the information we were given, likes to play the sitar by skiing. How do you do that? How do you ski and play the sitar at the same time? That's crazy. Isn't that the sit-down instrument? Ravi Shankar is famous for it.
The sitar while skiing. Well, that's what
How?
it says.
I'll have to ask him that later off the air. I want to know how you play that gigantic instrument while you're skiing.
Oops, sorry, I needed to go back there to.
Meanwhile, on C,
and there's the double. Oh, almost got the double. Got rid of one red, and the yellow is counting one now. So that was a nice shot, actually.
Yeah. So he's not happy. He wanted the double, but it was very nice.
I went away from it, but he is counting. But yeah, he almost got the double.
So we got a wide open house on C. Meanwhile, over on B, we're getting to see the first skip rock from Yellow.
What's that?
With you, we have set.
Who does not have the hammer.
All right.
Brian said, we'll sign him up.
So we have that up on the camera now. So Yellow is just going to try and draw in, it looks like. There's a lot of room to work. And without the hammer, they want to make sure they're not going to be giving up more than one or two here. Two looks like the optimal for Red right now. So let's see where this stone goes.
So they've got a draw coming in, and it actually looks a little bit light, but they don't mind a guard.
Oh, I think they got it, though.
There, it's not light at all, so beautiful shots going right to the button.
And it's going to be behind cover.
Oh, just in the back. Okay, so one stone too far, but they'll take that for sure.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful shot. Red can now follow it down. One thing, you see a draw like that, and if you're paying attention as a skip, you know what the line is, you know what the weight they threw. So you could just repeat the shot and come down and sit on that yellow.
Absolutely. So that leaves shows SUNY what they need to do, but both teams playing very well over here on sheet B early on.
All right, over on C, we've got a draw coming in underneath the guards, but it looks like it might be a little toasty, but they can go back and sit on that red, but it looks like they might go right by it. And here comes the defensive skip to sweep it out, and he does. So a little bit hot. Yellow misses an opportunity there. Penn misses an opportunity to be counting two. A little bit heavy on their throw.
And they're checking the bottom of that stone. I think they might have picked up something.
Yeah, SUNY immediately, it looks like they're just going to go for the takeout, which makes perfect sense, and be counting three. So we'll stick with this shuttle. Well, let's take a look over here on far B. You got a draw coming in. It's going to chip the yellow. It is going to be counting.
But it's open.
But it's going to be open.
Definitely
so
open.
We're discussing that. We'll go back to...
you could just use quick play. It's switched between the two.
Oh, there we go. I don't always remember which one I've got up there. So...
Yeah, you got the right two up right now.
Yeah.
So here comes the shot in on C.
Oh, it's going to be a miss. It's going to take his own stone
out.
out.
No, he's going to just chip.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But does not do the job.
Yeah. So a little bit of a miss there. Chipped one of his own stones out, jammed, but then pushed the yellow stone over into the 4-foot.
So we're over on B. We have Yellow. We have Villanova getting ready to deliver their last stone. They do not have hammer. Okay. So they're going to try and, I think it looks like they're going to try and go after that red.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. Although the broom is set for the draw.
It is. But there's been so much curl over there.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it
draw
could also
weight.
be that he's trying to just do to chip it out.
Right. That is draw weight for sure.
Okay. Here, you see him sweeping it in, and actually missed.
And on B, they are going to just try and nudge that red back, and they do. And right now, that is 2 yellow.
2 yellow, yeah. So that was a called shot, I'm sure. So yellow's counting 2.
And that's a great shot because now SUNY has no option but to draw for 1.
Yep.
I mean, they could hit and stick for 1, too, but there's no way they're getting 2 out of this end. Unless they had the crazy double where they hit this
off double
into that and stuck around, they could get 2.
Yeah, it's tough.
I wouldn't call that. I would draw for my 1 and be happy.
C, which actually just came in. SUNY does make the takeout. And let's take a quick look at near C, and you see that SUNY did get the takeout on the open yellow stone. Is now setting 3, counting 3.
And they have hammer.
And they do have the hammer, so it's getting a little bit in that. So I wonder about this call here, but they want to hit. What they want to do is they want to hit and roll.
Well, we've got the hammer coming down on B,
and
it looks. Oh, it doesn't look like she's going to buy her guards.
It's too wide. It's going to hit the guard and going to give up 2.
So we're going to have 2 yellow. It's going to be a steal of
1.
No, yellow. Does yellow have hammer? Am I reading this wrong?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, actually, yeah. You're sorry.
Yellow's going to have a draw for 3.
Yes. Or is there a way they can get 4?
They'd have to get that red out of the back.
That's pretty buried.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. I think you got to draw for 3 here. Meanwhile, over on sheet C, the yellow team, Penn, did complete one of the hits, but now red's just going to return the favor and return the count back to 3 in their favor.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they needed the roll under to cover with that to have any real chance. So right now on sheet C, SUNY 1 is definitely in the driver's seat. Okay. Let's go back over to far B because this is a shot. Yellow counting 2, and they're just going to, I believe, just drawing in to get their 3, which is fine.
So we're showing you that. I'm watching the sheet C. Ooh, they're sweeping like crazy. He might have missed this. Nope, he's got it.
Oops, and actually they're going to take a chance of running the red in here. And, oh, no, they got a sweep. Oh, good, it missed.
So it'll still be 2 yellow.
All right, 2 yellow.
2 yellow on that sheet.
For Villanova.
And that will make the game 3-1 in favor of Villanova.
And now here's the situation on sheet C. Red is counting 3. All in there just happen to be all lined up. And he's contemplating the triple.
Yep, so red's takeout did roll all the way over to be that stone in the middle of that line.
I will have to say, though, even though you want to get rid of these red stones, this is an interesting shot because, I mean, he could just be thinking, count them down, make sure they can only get no more than 2. That makes sense. Or maybe even 1 if you get rid of 2 of them. The other shot you could throw here is to come down and sit under between the 2 reds and be counting. But that's a tough shot. What would you do, Jack?
I think I'd hit.
Hit, yeah, cut them down.
The freeze doesn't cut them down. Freeze on the back.
Here it comes.
Well, right, you freeze. All right, here's the take. Boom, boom, boom.
And he gets all 3.
Oh, looks like that was the right call.
Guard my,
and
watch my hacks.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah, it took out 3 rocks and the hack.
Took out 3 rocks of a chunk of our hack.
Oh, and is counting. So SUNY sees their wonderful opportunity evaporate and are left for a simple take for 1. But, that's curling. That's why the hammer, that's why it matters. That's why the last few shots are so critical.
And as a board member, I think we're going to have a chat with Penn when they get off the ice about replacing our hacks because they took a chunk of our hacks out there with them. Joking, of course. But that thing hit the hacks pretty hard.
It happens.
It does. And this is going to be an
Oh, is he going to get it? Yeah, he's got it. But he's going to get.
But he's going to spill.
He's going to spill out, and he's going to get the blank. So from a possible 4 to a blank, things can change in a hurry.
Well, you keep the hammer at least here. Get a chance to set up another big end. but a really great triple takeout by Penn to save that end for them.
Yeah.
That was looking very, very rough. And it's all set up by the hit and roll that rolled further than they wanted it to.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden we've got ourselves still a 1-point game. And Villanova leading 3-1
in the
going into the fourth.
Perfectly out of sync. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean that's okay because it just gives us the chance to use the overhead cams more. Over here on sheet B, the SUNY Stone comes in right up to, but not over the tee line, and it's sitting in the 8-foot.
It'll take them a few seconds to decide to take it out.
Yep. I mean, that's one thing watching these matches go on. I'm not really familiar with the college level of curling so much, which is part of the reason I wanted to be here today. But it's very clearly they're going to play a hit game as much as they can because it's just the kind of shots that they're accustomed to. I mean, we've seen that. We've seen a lot of hits today.
So it is a hit, but it's not curling enough. It may end up getting a peel or a flash.
Nope, it's going to miss.
Yep. She's like sweeping that stone home.
And sheet C, the hit is completed, and they roll out into the 12-foot. They went out of play. So we still got an empty house over here on C. It's nice to see the college game growing and these guys having such a good time out there.
Yeah, it's a nice tournament and filled up nicely.
Yeah.
Good representation. Oh, and we have Looping Louie here in the warm room.
Nice.
Hard to describe Looping Louie, but it involves a small plastic airplane spinning around and doing aerobatics maneuvers based on the inputs of the players. And past that, I don't know. It would have to have some video to explain Looping Louie.
It's not shocking curlers like it though because it's very physics based.
Yeah.
How hard you hit Looping Louie, which angle you hit him. It's kind of interesting. And it's a fun, mindless game. So right now we're both early on in the ends. Let's see if what we've got in terms of 13 of you joining us. Thank you this morning for coming and joining us. If you are joining us from one of the competing colleges, please send a shout out. We're happy to say hello to anybody on the air for you.
Britt, do you root for a particular college?
Well, as a UConn alum, that's where I focus most of my energy. Unfortunately, aside from the women's basketball team, there hasn't been a whole lot to talk about in UConn athletics lately.
Except controversy.
Controversy. And
well,
honestly,
the women are like this unbelievable dynasty that.
Yeah, and honestly, they've been so
juggernaut.
Right, they've been so dominant the last couple of years that even when they lost last year, it wasn't like devastating to me. It was kind of like, oh, well, that's good for the sport.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
well,
to certain.
My Arizona Wildcats had a tough one yesterday, but they pulled it out and won by one against Utah.
Wow.
And I don't think that'll improve their position in the rankings, but it will toughen them up a little bit for the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and we're in that stretch now. March Madness will be here before you know it.
That's right.
Hey, Ed's in the house.
Speaking,
let you guys do the finals too, so I can watch the Yale teams play.
I'm sticking around, so that's fine.
Cool.
Speaking of in the house, we just had a nice draw over here on sheet B. SUNY drew in, tried to get behind cover. I don't think they got under full cover, but there was a nice draw inside the 8-foot, just biting the 4. And what do we got over here on sheet C? I see a lot of stones in the house. Okay, so that's only 2. But red's drawing in now. Looks like they're trying to draw up against that red. Maybe just nudge it. Oh, why are you upset? The shooter's looking like he's upset. That's going to nudge the... Oh, it is red.
It curled too much. It hit his guard.
Still not a bad shot.
Yeah, it's wide open, so...
It is wide open, and the yellow is still under cover. But, you know, all in all, it could be worse. You're going to force yellow to take out your stone. I mean, depending on where this ends up.
Take out here on sheet B there.
Looks good. Might be a little narrow based on the curl. Yep, it is moving already.
They get the chip and roll. That's actually going to bump the other yellow over and still be counting too.
Sweepers are working hard to try and keep it straight. So instead of a takeout,
just let it kiss their yellow.
Instead of a takeout, what you're going to end up with a heavy draw, and you're just going to get some separation here.
Yeah, unfortunately, that may mean I can't tell who's counting. Looks like red is now counting, but it's close.
And red has the hammer here because of the blanked end. So what do you do here, Craig? You got some options. What were you doing in this situation?
It's red shots, and you have the hammer. You are counting. It's wide open. I might actually go for the double and be sitting 3.
Well, that guard is lined up.
Yeah. Okay. So then you.
It's a high guard, though.
Yeah. So you can't get across the face enough to get the double.
I think he's trying to draw here, actually.
Well, if you just bump the number 2 yellow out, I can't tell if it's number 2 or number 3, but if you just bump it, looks like he's going to come down and just sit right in the pocket.
Yeah.
It needs to curl.
Oh, it's heavy.
And it's a little bit hot.
It's heavier than he wanted.
He's going to take his own stone out, but he will be counting. So that was not terrible.
That's going to be a hard stone to remove right now.
1 and 4.
And that stone he just threw is going to be very difficult to remove. It's nestled in a very tight spot.
Take a look over at near B. The shot's on its way. And it looks like they're throwing a draw in. Red is counting 2. So that's SUNY 2.
Yeah, they're working hard to get this stone in there. They can get behind. They might be able to
leave it up there as a guard.
Not a bad option either.
Yeah.
Something you can work with later.
Here on sheet C, looks like they're trying to. Actually, they're just going to bump the yellow.
Villanova over on B. I don't think we need to cut to it, but just so you know, they're going to just try and outdraw them. Now we're into a draw game over here on B. Meanwhile, on C, we have all these stones in the 4.
Stones in play. So the chance for a big end now is getting less.
I think you got a guard right now if you're red. I mean, I hate to plug things up, but
yeah. Well, a guard or a corner freeze on your own stone be counting 2 and hard to get rid of.
Agreed.
So
the Villanova draw comes in a little bit too hot. The line was really good, but it looks like it's going to get swept out by SUNY, or at least into the back 12. It's going to be a back 12 biter and not factor into the count right now. And now SUNY is going to guard. Let's see what's going on here on C.
If I was SUNY here, I would actually just be throwing another one in the house. Put one in the 12 and bite the 8 foot, but
draw behind.
It's blocking the draw line.
Okay, here comes the shot on C.
It's a little hot and a little bit wide.
Oh, but he could bump himself in.
But he's going to be, see, that's kind of what I was calling, except a little bit heavy, and it ended up, but he is counting 2.
Here's my problem now.
Oh, it hit too hard and it opened it up.
It is now a clear double.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the double's going to jam, but you'll be counting.
Not if you come across the face of it, and I can see all that red. I can possibly jam out him and him. Not take out the shot rock, but take out the 2nd and 3rd red stones, which are not 2nd and 3rd, but they're number 2 and number 3 stones for red.
And the shot's on its way already.
There's just a lot of chance now. There's opening ups now.
But he's not throwing a takeout. He's throwing
This
a
is
draw.
like draw.
Yeah, which is interesting. Now, if he just noses the red back, it's but yeah, I'm not sure what he was thinking.
He's a little wide.
Or maybe he just threw wide because he's just going to bump the red back one in the back. And red, I believe, is counting 2. Okay, now we're going to switch over to
yes,
sheet
I
B.
believe red is 2.
And on sheet B, red is also counting 2. And
with hammer.
With the hammer, but they have left the draw line open. So Villanova could draw one in here and possibly steal. It's a big shot for this in here, because if Villanova doesn't get this guard or doesn't draw this one in, then SUNY 2 would have a real opportunity. They're sweeping very hard.
They want to try to get by that guard.
Short, and they're going to hit the guard. Yes, they are on the guard, which is going to end up a crowded front of the house. That actually turned out to be very useful.
That's useful for SUNY
too.
Now, that yellow that he did just put there is promotable. There's nothing behind it. It's sitting by itself, but it's a long promote.
So SUNY has to decide whether they're going to block that promote shot or go ahead and try to draw one through the port. It's a tight port, but it still is there. They could slide one in between the yellow and the red on the right side of the house. They're looking at it.
Well, you're counting 2 with the hammer.
Far C.
I think I would probably be drawing here. I would try to use that port early.
On sheet B?
Yeah, on sheet B, I'd be trying to use that port, and I would not be worried about the promote yet.
So on sheet C, we have a nicely crowded house.
Yellow's trying to figure out what it's going to do with it.
1, 2, and I believe 3. It's yellow's shot.
Let's get the opinion. Jack,
so
Jack, what's the count?
The second one back and running it into the other one, but I think that always jams.
Oh, I'm going to stand up because there's some
nice
fine skips over here discussing this.
What to do on sheet C.
I'm totally going to listen in and steal whatever they're saying.
I think he's got to pop the front.
I think he's doing that just to get rid of back.
So if he hits the front one, he'll lose his own.
Yeah.
He's just doing it.
If he hits the one to the left, he could.
Yeah. He might be sitting 3 as it is.
I think they are. I think red is 3. All right, I'm going to take a quick look over here on sheet B because we've got a draw coming in.
Oh, they're going to hit the guard on B.
Jam.
Oh, no.
It's going to do their shot for
Oh,
him.
no.
And it jams on the yellow, and yellow is coming in, being swept in by the...
Cuts him to 1 and leaves a wide open port.
Okay.
All right, so
here
meanwhile,
comes the
C.
shot on sheet C. Oh, a lot of scattering, but red is still sitting
3.
Well, he's
he did open it up.
Now red's got a guard, I think.
Oh yeah.
Red's got to do something to prevent them from taking out taking a double shot, because I can see all of their shot rock.
Oh, I wouldn't touch that play.
They were sweeping that, so he wanted to hit the second one.
Yeah, I think he was aiming for the second one. Because I think that way he didn't lose his yellow one.
Back one, he was trying to move both of his reds because neither one would have counted if he keeps.
Yeah, absolutely. Ed was just saying he was just trying to move the reds, and I agree.
Wouldn't you just peel the guard?
All right, we're going to go back over to sheet B because
Give him a double and you can
this is the last shot without hammer.
For yellow, and they're, I believe, counting 1 right now. They might be the second stone, but they're going to draw either way.
Red is counting 1 on sheet B.
Okay. So you got to draw here and try to get under cover and make it harder for red to get more than 1 here, and maybe even steal in the process.
About this down weight to come in and hit the back.
They're sweeping for
On
line.
sheet B, the draw is coming in, but it's
they're on the guards.
light, and he might return the favor. Now he's just going to be light. So red is going to be sitting 1 with the hammer, I believe.
So red, and that just reduced the size of red's port.
Back to sheet C. Red is counting 3. It is
the red that's on the top of the 4-foot back.
the hammer's first stone, trying to turn this in around. What do you think? He's just drawing down to the red here on sheet C?
What are we doing on C here, guys? What are your thoughts?
He's not doing a take.
I think he's trying to draw.
I think he's trying to put top 8 in front of it.
So Mike Parker's saying it's a top 8 draw to try and block it up.
He's just going to guard it and count.
I guess a guard.
I would have guarded here. The double's too easy.
I would have put it top 8.
Yeah, top 8. I would have been a counting guard, but yes, I would have definitely be worried about line here.
They're going to overcurl.
We're gonna keep watching C, but on sheet B, I don't know what they're doing on sheet B.
All right, so they
Promote?
overcurled the guard. I'm going to go over here to sheet B.
Looks like they're trying an angle
Red
promote.
is trying to wiggle 2 out of this. Looks like they're going to try to raise one of their red ones.
He can't throw enough.
They got to come all the way to the 4 foot, so it's a tough shot.
And I don't think they're
going to
be
have
on
enough
it.
energy, and he's going to hit with the wrong angle. So red gets 1 on sheet B. So it'll be 3-2 on sheet B.
Now on sheet C, I'm standing right at the center line, and I can see most of that front stone. Why is he not just going to go like he's pointing at it right now? Like that's if you hit right there, and it's hittable right there. I mean, there's a jam possibility if you don't hit it the right angle, but there's also a really solid double possibility. I can see about half of it.
Is shooting their last shot on sheet C. They do not have the hammer. I misspoke earlier. And SUNY does have the hammer, and SUNY is currently counting 3. So Penn in a little bit of a pickle here. They need to try to cut them down.
Yeah, and I mean the double is there. If you hit this double,
if you miss the double,
I mean what other?
See, think about that.
But I mean the other option. The question is, what other options do you have? Draw behind that front guy?
You freeze on the front one and you cut them down to 2. Or if you just bump the front one and you leave till you're counting 2, you just don't want to risk missing this takeout.
Right. You've got to. And so what are they doing? They actually look like they're going to try and.
They're trying to promote this yellow in. So they decide to go on the opposite side and looking for the angle raise on the yellow. It is wide open. They can see all the yellow stone. There's no problem seeing it. So they're going to try to chip the yellow stone in and cut them down.
Well, there's also the possibility they could be trying a heavy draw through that large port over on that side and try to get right up against shot rock.
Not with the weight he threw.
Yeah, he's trying to get it to come over.
Yeah, no, he's definitely trying to bang his yellow into his red.
So they're curling too much, so they may have to switch to the draw.
Oh, I think they got the line. I just don't know that they've got the weight.
Oh, it's going to hit and jam, and red will still be counting 3.
So now it's a draw for 4.
Open draw for 4 for SUNY.
I think that
SUNY won.
That's actually, I still wouldn't have gone that route. I think Mike Parker was just saying the heavy draw to sit right on top of the shot rock, go through that port would have been the shot to go for instead of trying to promote your own yellow.
If you promote it, if you bump it, you still leave them. They may still be counting 2, but you've got backing.
But as Mike just pointed out, if you can just pull right up in there and sit right on top of our American flag button, you leave them with very few options.
He might have been trying to draw rather than tap.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been a straight draw, then in which case the line just wasn't good.
He was just light. Yeah, and he was wide.
And it was wide.
All right, so open draw for 4. Got to get
away from the wall.
Got to get close to the 4 foot here. More than half of the 8 foot. They're sweeping really hard. They think it's a little light.
I think the weight looks okay.
I think it's light. Nope, they're coming off.
No, it's got weight.
Oh, it's not light.
Cody's going to work.
And he's going to get it easily.
It's going to go through.
I don't think he's sweeping it hard. He is going to get sweeping. All right, so it's 3 reds.
I can't call weight on the ice, but I can call weight in the warm room. I'm always right on weight in the warm room. I'm just never right on the ice.
I was wrong.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, I'm like looking that whole time, and I'm like, why are they sweeping it?
All right, so SUNY 1 picks up 3. And we'll go to 5. It'll be 5-3 after 4 ends on sheet C.
Really great games this morning. I mean, we
got 2 pretty tight games right now.
And a lot of good shot discussion in the warm room because of it. These guys are playing at a level that's generating a lot of talk. So what do we got? We got 5-3 in favor of SUNY over here on C. And we've got 3-2 in favor of Villanova over on B.
Or even if you don't tap the red, you can whip off.
Both ends are starting up, but they're on the same time. They're just on opposite ends of the ice, so it's difficult for us to show you both views. But
hey, Jack, can you buy me a Diet Coke? Here. Can you get me a Diet Coke? Here.
Oh, okay. We've got some commentary. Mitchell wants to send a shout out to RPI 1. Let's fulfill that. Where's RPI 1? RPI, Mitchell wants to say hello. He just sent you a message. They're waving back at you, Mitchell. Thanks for watching. They appreciate your support.
Oh, caffeine. Silver. Sorry.
All right. They want you to say hi to Fun Dip.
Just the can.
So thanks for checking in, Mitchell. Thanks for watching and rooting on RPI.
disappointed. He's like, what the hell? I got up early.
Oops, sorry, I yawned again.
And RPI is back. You guys are all back on the ice, what, 11:30? Yeah, so RPI will be back on the ice again 11:30, Mitchell. So don't.
For the finals.
Yeah, if you want to go get a shower and have some breakfast, make sure you get back here for 11:30 and watch your boys. In the meantime, we have a lot of stones out in front of the house on B to start the
beautiful draw
end.
in underneath all the guards coming into the house.
Her memory is not good. Is this the one you want?
Yes, that's it.
Well, I'll put this on.
You're not going to tip your server?
Skips are good for something.
Oh my goodness, it's a very lighthearted atmosphere here today. I love it, particularly this early in the morning.
I vice with Jack on Tuesday nights in our competitive league. And I know he could take a little ribbing.
Oh yeah. And the ribbing you can give Jack is directly proportionate to the amount of scotch he's had too. So if you give Jack a drink along the way, you can have a lot of fun with him.
So on
He's a
sheet
good
B, they're
guy.
actually throwing a draw in underneath the guards.
Got a
They're
pile of
sweeping hard.
stones.
They could end up chipping the red one in. It's going to be close. They're sweeping really hard.
I can't really tell. Is the red one biting or is it out
I
front?
can't tell. I'll look at it from above here. Far B. Let's see what happens here. And it is biting. And the yellow one comes up right next to it. So comes up, but it's not biting.
So much like the last end, we're going to start off on B with a lot of stones in front of the house. And we all saw how that ended up. But there's a lot of crashing and a lot of moving guards around. So interesting setup to start.
Over here on C, we've got 3 guards up front.
Oh, and we're going to try and start. We're going to go straight to eliminating guards. All right, wow.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they are up 5 to 3.
Just, right, they're just trying to get rid of it, and that's a fine peel. Actually, I take that back because Red had the hammer there. Oh, no, they don't have the hammer. I'm sorry. They would have preferred to leave that guard there, take it out and leave the red stone sitting up there.
Yes.
Because the peel actually opens up the draw to the button. So that was a little
Got
bit
half
of
the
a
job
miss.
done.
On sheet B, we only have 1 stone in the house. A little tiny nibbler out front. Yellow's going to try to draw in or chip their own yellow in. The broom says they're throwing a draw around them.
And over here on C, the draw is going to come into the house, but I don't think it's going to bury as much as they want it to. It's going to bury pretty good.
Sweeping away. You see where it ends up. Decent shot, but not buried, so they immediately called to come down and hit it out.
I don't know.
This is what happened on B. And I can't tell. I don't see the Yellowstone. Oh, it must have gone through. Yes, because it's nowhere to be seen. So unless it's that guard that's way up high and it just underthrew
I think it is. I think it was the high guard.
That's what happened. I think they just threw it a little too soft.
On C, he's going to use a heavy draw to try and move that Yellowstone back just because of the high guard.
It is going to bump it. And opposing skip sweeps away. And that's a decent shot.
Nicely done.
He's counting, and he's got a little bit of backing. On B, they're trying to throw a draw in underneath the guard, and it's coming up just short. We seem to have found the front of the house on sheet B.
Yeah.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stones in front of the house.
Much like the last end. I mean, it wasn't that bad.
I take that back. Well, they're all in front of the house, and one of them is a biter. There's
Right.
1 red stone just biting.
And there's still a gigantic path to the button.
Yes.
Despite all of this.
Despite all those guards, the wall has a breach in it.
Yeah. You have a very large gap.
Yes, winter may be coming, but there is a path for the wolves.
And they're going to try and make the path larger? Or are they trying to... Oh, I think they're going to try and tap up their yellow.
And on C over here, we got a nice draw coming in, which is going to just chip the red. Unfortunately, actually, that just makes the red a little bit more buried and a little bit closer to the center.
If I'm red right now, I like a hit and roll on that stone they just threw.
but you got a 2-point lead, so you could just put a guard up and protect your one.
Putting the hammer down.
It's the 6th in. I like chipping it out.
I like chipping it out and rolling under the guard some more.
Yes.
Meanwhile, over here on B, here comes the promote, and it's going to be too much.
Yes.
With the lead and without the hammer, get rid of enemy rocks. That's how you avoid the big end.
Yes.
Well, but you want to get rid of your own rocks at that point? With that stuff
but
out front?
that's why the takeout's a good call.
Right.
And if you get the roll,
it's a bonus.
And it is set up nicely. The angle on that, Yellow could very easily.
Actually, you could hit it. They're going for the inside of the stone, closer to the button. But you could hit it on the outside also and double them out and split the house.
Oh, it might be too wide, though. I don't know. No, it's not going to come back.
Oh, it's a flash. Oops. And sometimes you miss. But red is still counting one. Fairly buried. So.
But I believe Yellow is going to try the heavy draw again.
Well, yeah, now they just want to come down and bump this red back.
I mean, if you can get him.
Too much broom, though.
Yeah, given that last one did not come back at all, but it was heavy.
They can freeze. I think it's about all they can do.
They could freeze that, too.
We'll see if I'm wrong. Because we have been getting more curl, and that may just be right. But it's
still traveling out.
Yeah. It's not coming back. Now, they could possibly bump their Yellow in. Oh, this is a... Did they put the wrong handle on it?
No, the handle's correct.
Just a miss. Just came out a little bit wide.
And again, my only concern with that is you just saw somebody do the exact same thing. Come out to that side of the ice, heavy and wide, and fall off. You probably want to tighten your line there a little bit.
Oh, look at this. We actually have a stone fully in the house on sheet B. And red is actually counting 2 with that little biter up front. And the breach in the wall is still there. So... Yellow is going to just try to draw in through that and put one in behind that red tight guard.
Meanwhile, SUNY looks like they're going for the...
He's trying to come in towards the center, which makes more sense.
SUNY looks like they're going for the double? That's a little light.
It's light.
No, he was trying to draw.
He's drawing?
Yeah. All right.
I'm not quite sure why you would draw there when you've got a wide open Yellow and 2 of them.
I'm going to leave it on the sheet B shot because it's coming in right into the house now.
I mean, it's a nice guard, but I would want to get those Yellowstones out of play.
Here comes sheet B, Yellowstone, curling quite a bit. It's going to be very close if they get past. Oh, no. Sweep, guys.
But it is going to be the second stone.
Yeah, just barely number 2.
And it is now blocking that hole that they had before.
So here's what happens after SUNY's last shot on sheet C. They actually put the red guard that's in the 12-foot up front, which is protecting their stone nicely. And they are throwing a takeout here to open it up. Yellow throws a nice peel. And now
the double I was talking about is gone.
It's a biter, but it shouldn't matter.
And that yellow stone now is guarding any pathway to them on that right side.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just talking to Jack Miller. I mean, I would not have gone for the heavy draw guard. I would have gone after those yellow stones first, and now that's no longer an option.
I think he wanted to freeze it on there.
You think he was trying to freeze? Still, I would have gone after the yellow.
I would have too.
Is looking to take out the number 2 Yellowstone, which is biting in the front. Definitely take out weight.
Angle's key here. There is one stone to jam on.
Curl quite a bit, or they're going to jam on the guard, and I think that yes, they're going to hit the front one, and curl, and they end up spitting out one of their own.
And there's no port.
Two nice, but there's 2 nice taps now for yellow.
Yes, that is true. Meanwhile, red's going to put up a guard again, I believe.
On sheet B,
sheet C. Sorry, sheet C. It looks like they're, or is he drawing?
Or just draw in. You freeze one to your own, and you leave the possibility of them chipping it out, but you're going to guarantee 1 and maybe 2.
Oh, he's put his broom out like he wants that out front.
He wants the guard. So
it's a little heavier.
This 1 point.
It's a little heavier than he wanted.
This stone keeps coming. It's slowing down nicely, actually. I think they got to worry about it over curling.
Yeah, they should have been on that for line, I think, a little earlier, and that's
and
he's realizing it.
And it leaves their red stone vulnerable in the back. Not trivial. That's not an easy shot at all.
No.
In fact, it's pretty tough.
But the way that the swing is happening, we just saw that stone really move. It's definitely a heavy draw can get there and push him right out between your two yellows, and then all of a sudden you've got 3 yellows in the house.
So on sheet B, Villanova has called the gentle tap back. We'll watch this shot.
One against several is always dangerous.
I always play defensively. If I can get a double and I can make sure you can't get more than 1 or 2, I do it.
But I'm not a good skip, so it's okay. What is going on B?
Oh, he's trying to tap the yellow back to get the count.
God, help us. That's not going to be, that doesn't have to wait.
I don't know. That just, he came up light.
And now we have more stones in front.
Yeah.
And if I'm getting into the hack right now for red, I don't know what I'm doing because there is just too much granite in front of the house right now. There's 10 stones either biting or in the guard zone.
On C, the attempt to chip the red stone off the 4-foot.
Oh, he's narrow.
Biting the button is coming in, but he is narrow. He's going to crash on one of the front red guards, and we'll see what happens. I think it's just going to peel. That will leave. Is this the hammer now?
Hammer's coming up.
No. Yellow's got the hammer.
Yellow's got the hammer, so Yellow's got one more shot after this.
So red's going to put the guard up here. Guard his steal. Now we'll go back over to sheet B in the giant wall of Bridgeport. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
10.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stones out in front. And 1 lowly red, which is counting in the back right in the red.
Yep.
In the 12-foot. So
this is nuts.
Is this the? No, this is the last.
No, this
shot
isn't even hammer. This is red's last shot, but yellow has hammer.
Right. So red should just draw in way over on the left side and put one out in an 8-foot.
Yeah.
There's a path out there. You put one way out on the left side. Okay, I'm going to go over here to near C and see how this guard plays out. It's coming in nice.
Much better.
It's a beautiful guard.
Much better than the last one.
They actually shouldn't be sweeping it, but whatever.
To your comment on B, Craig, the only issue with going out there is they have not been that far out. So you've got to be thinking T-line plus.
Right. Yeah, you throw hack weight and it skittles into the back 12.
Right.
But it's counting.
But here's the thing. If you do that and you leave it out in the outer 12, do you leave them a hit and roll to come back and steal the end back?
No, that's right.
So pick your poison today, guys.
I mean, you are counting 1. You do have, well, actually, though, you are behind, so.
Yes, red is trailing, so they really do need to score here.
Yeah, up, and looks like they're going to try to go and scoot in the other side, which is smart because you've got your own red counting stone as backing.
And it would be harder for them to hit and roll on that side.
At the line here, that makes more, and you have also the hit and roll off your own red stone if you happen to go wide.
Oh, they're narrow, though.
Or if you're narrow, you can, you can hit the yellow into, okay. And it's going to hang around, but it's not going to matter.
Not going to count. Meanwhile, on sheet C, we've got Penn lining up their last shot for the hammer, and it looks like he's just going to draw.
Drawing. Yeah, he's just drawing with that much broom.
He's got to get to the button.
He's got to, throw it to the button. This is all, this is a delicate shot. It certainly seems like enough.
Well, where that guard that was just thrown was, the broom just a couple of inches into the 12-foot.
Okay. Yeah, but he, pardon.
Crash on the guard.
Right.
Is this a known issue?
Although if he gives a little more weight, he could also just bump the one on biting the button out. You're right, Jack. They're sweeping really hard. They know it's going to be tight. Oh, it's looking like they have a chance of getting around it. Okay, they got to be careful they don't oversweep. Here it comes. This is a beautiful looking shot on sheet C, but it's going to come up a couple inches short. All right, so it gives up 1 to red, but that was a beautiful try.
What are you doing?
All right, over here on sheet B, we got the hammer on its way, and I have no clue what he's trying to do. Looks like he's trying to run the yellow into the yellow.
Oh, boy.
Trying a crazy double run back shot, but sometimes that's all you got. And he's going to put a red in. He's going to put another red stone in the house.
Or maybe
so
2.
Yeah. And it's close to 3 reds. This could be a measure for 3 reds.
That other biter is going to probably come into play. They're looking at it.
Yeah,
I think this might be 3.
Close. It's very close. We can't tell. If I had to guess, I would guess yellow, but which would give 2 red. But all right, guys, you look 3 times. Go get the stick. Measure it. All right, they kicked the yellow, so they decided, or the red. They kicked the red. So a little bit of a mistake there on the last shot.
And that's the challenge when you're working with a crowded front of the house. You try to get fancy. Sometimes that stuff happens. Yeah, you got to be careful. So we are through 6 ends here on sheet C. SUNY has increased its lead to 6-3. And over on sheet B, we're waiting for the score to be put up, but it looks like SUNY will take the lead.
Red. Here comes the score right now.
It was 2.
Okay.
So SUNY leading both current games. SUNY is up 4-3 in the C final against Villanova and 6-3 over Penn in the semifinal on sheet C.
Okay, I'm going to take a short break. I'll be right
Kreger
back.
is going to step off for a second. So I'll keep the action rolling here. Let me just slip in and take the controls over here. All right, so we are in the 7th end on C and the 6th end on B. And Jack Miller's going to pop on in Craig's absence.
Am I on or?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Because I can't hear you.
No, there's something wrong with those headphones. They just don't. The hearing isn't there.
Okay.
But I can hear you, so you're on.
All right, so Jack Miller stepping in for Craig.
And let's see what we got here. We've got the start of the ends. Let's see if we have any new commentary to discuss. Nope, just Mitchell. Thank you, those of you who are turning in. We're glad to have you today. So over on sheet C, where we have the
Looks like a hit.
Yep, it looks like red is going to go into lead protection mode. After stealing 1 there and increasing their lead to 3, they're going to try and make sure that yellow can't claw back into
Rock
this.
is on the way. It looks pretty good. Oh, it's over curling.
Let's go to that sheet really quick. If it sticks around, it's not a bad result, but it is going out.
So you want to help me in red or posters today?
So meanwhile, over here on sheet B, just getting started. We're a couple stones in. They're still on lead rock, so we're still setting up the end here, so we'll keep an eye on it. But right now, sheet C is probably seeing
looks
more
like
action.
A draw to split the house.
I gotta get the commercial made.
Oop. A little bit of a slip there at the end, but I think the stone's going to be okay. Might be a little heavy as it's coming down the ice. Let's see if this slows down for them. Penn definitely needs to get an end here. I don't think you can afford to go into the 8th end, even if you blank
to the back of the house and out.
It is out. I don't think you can afford to give up any more points here, even if you retain Hammer coming home. You can't be down 3 or 4. So
all right, he's called a freeze on the shot rock.
yeah, they're lined up pretty good, so I don't think he wants to go after that rock right now. I know it's early in the end, but I actually might have liked the peel there. I would have
maybe liked the run back to try to remove the yellow. Again, the lead protection.
Right.
Get rid of opponent's rocks.
Right.
And if you miss the run back and you get the peel, that's not all bad. The danger with the freeze is that you might throw another guard.
Right. And that's exactly what just happened. So we have another stone out in front of the house, and now you've got 2 things to hide behind.
Or 2 things to run back.
Right. And that's exactly what Penn's going to do. They're going to try and draw behind and set up at least an end of 2 or 3. I think if they do hit this shot, you've got to look at running back or peeling at this point. And we've just been notified that due to time constraints, the sheet B match will only be 7 ends. So They're in their 6th end now, so they'll have this end and one more, and it is a 1-point match, so we'll have to see how this plays out. Now let's see where this stone ends up, and then we'll check in on sheet B.
Well, this is curling. Look at that finish.
Is it going to tuck in nice? It's going to be partially visible. I can see about half of it.
Yeah, you can see half of it. You can see about half of it from the hack.
And they are going to run that back. I think you've got to. Even if you don't eliminate a stone, you've got to open it up.
Exactly.
So we're going to switch over really quick to show you what's going on sheet B. It looks like Villanova's got a couple rocks in the front of the house in an effort to get this one going, but still early in the end, and there's not a whole lot going on just yet. And Villanova's delivering now in an effort to split the house. We're going to go back to sheet C.
He could get the 2 yellows, but he should be able to get at least 1.
Oh, he's definitely got takeout weight. It's all about the angle now.
Come in, got a curl.
He could just take out the yellow straight up.
If he doesn't curl, he could get the back one.
And he does.
That's what he does.
And he rolls out, which leaves an opportunity for yellow to use the hit and roll if they so choose, which is what I would do.
Well, yeah, that's on the T line, so if they hit and roll, they may roll behind. They have to.
But I mean, down 3, you need to get at least 2 or 3 points this end.
Yeah.
You've got to go after shots that are going to put stones in house and put you under cover at this point, in my opinion.
I think he's trying to draw in.
With that broom, I would agree.
With that broom and that handle, I think he's trying to draw in.
And it does appear to be draw weight. He did not get out as far as his skip wanted him to get. And it looks like it's light. The sweepers are working hard, but I don't know that this has got the energy to get in there.
Well, they're up.
It's got the weight.
It's got the weight. I was wrong on that.
It's going to be a good shot.
And there it is.
They're sitting 2.
They're sitting 2, but it's still visible.
Yeah.
So I think red's got the same options again. I'm not a fan of having stones in front of the house right now, even if you're red.
You know what
I agree.
would do here? I would run that red straight back if you got a chance at the double.
And
That's what I think he's looking at, is running that red. If you couldn't hear Craig, straight back, a possible double.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sticking with this shot right now. We'll check in on Villanova in a minute.
That's what he's doing.
Oh, I think he's narrow for it, though. Sweepers have got to hold this. Sweepers are doing a great job.
I like this shot. Boom, boom, boom. All right, it contacts both.
It's wide open now.
It contacts both. Yellow is still going to be shot rock, but it definitely changes things around. And now that yellow is wide open.
Yeah, it's interesting he's not even thinking about guarding it. He's just going for the
He's trying to make it not matter.
We're going to check in over on sheet B, where Villanova has been really good at putting stones in the house, but here comes SUNY saying, I'm going to take 2 of them out. Can he get that one out?
Yeah, she's got it.
And I'm going to give you back to Craig right after this shot.
I don't know if that's biting or not. It's still in play, but it's back there, and that's a great shot.
Trying to draw another one in here.
Switching back to sheet C now on your view.
The overhead cam in the form room says it's not a biter.
It is not a biter according to the overhead. All right. Sheet C, here we go with Penn trying to draw in. Weight looks good. Is it going to bury? Needs to finish. Needs to finish.
He's got the button.
It's got the button, but I can still see it. I can still see
I'm going to
it.
give you back to Craig.
Thanks for jumping in, Jack. We appreciate it. I'm going to give Craig back his seat because he's the camera master. Hey, guys.
Well, the camera confuser would be a better description.
Good morning. Yeah, I mean, having 2 stones in the house is...
So we'll stick with C because this is actually a very crowded house, interesting end. To give you an update on B, stones have moved around, and it is still 1 yellow. We'll cut back to that as we get to the later parts of the end.
All right. So it looks like they're trying to chip it out with that weight he came out with.
Yeah. And that broom. I would have gotten a little tighter of a broom because it has been definitely drifting out. I mean, they may be playing a hit and roll off themselves.
Yeah, that looks like they're going to have to play the hit and roll.
Nope,
He's
it's already come
wide.
back.
No, they got it. Oh, nope. Yeah, you're right.
They needed to jump on that right away and go to plan B if that's what plan B was. They waited too long to make that sweep call. I don't understand on sheet C. We've seen all morning that's when you go out to the right, it's not coming back. We're seeing a hang right there, which happens sometimes. But I just don't understand why they haven't adjusted to call it. They're still giving a lot of broom on that side.
Yeah, they're not believing the ice. You gotta take what the ice gives you. It's often the team that wins is the team that listens to the ice first, or most. They're throwing a draw here, and they're sweeping quite hard. They may just be they'll be happy with the guard on this, and that looks like that may have been looks like that's what the call was, because they're going to end up with a nice a 2 guard.
And as we're talking about that, as I'm talking about that hang over here on C, I'm talking with Mike Parker, and he's like, it is coming back a little bit, and that shot's a good example of it. He's absolutely right. That did come back.
The low weight, the down weight ones will curl back.
Yeah, up weight will not come back. Mike is shaking his head in agreement with Craig.
So on sheet B here, you see that now yellow is counting 2.
Anything outside the TV line just
but
if you're like more than house weight.
The whole left side of the sheet is open, and red is going to try to draw in underneath. So here's the messy house on sheet C, and they're having a long discussion as to how to deal with this. It is a red stone, and so they're looking at possible hit. They're looking at the angle double, and if they pull it off, they'd be counting 3.
Oh, Craig, while you were gone, I should let you know we were informed that due to time constraints, the sheet B game, the C final, will be 7 ends.
Oh, did they agree with that? Obviously they did.
I don't think they have a choice. I think that was a tournament director decision for time constraints.
No, that's fine.
So just so you know, they're in their second to last end, even though it's the 6th.
Got it. Okay, so that does matter. It's a close game.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so they still got 2 yellow stones in there. Yellow's counting 2.
And that would set up an
egg. Villanova.
Yeah, if Villanova were to take the lead here by scoring 2, that would make it a 5-4 game with SUNY coming home with the hammer down 1. That would be a very interesting finish.
These are finals, and so I believe it's an extra in, so they could end up playing 8 ins.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Meanwhile, C, we got a stone coming down.
And here it comes, and it's going to be the hit and no roll. Okay.
Still not all bad.
Yeah, so actually, red is doing it. Well, yellow's counting 1, but red's got it pretty. It's going to be hard for yellow. Well, yellow can do a hit and roll off that red. That's what they've lined up. They're going to try to hit and roll, be counting 2, mount a little bit of a comeback here.
Now I think that is good broom for the hit and roll.
Right, because you're
going to have to give this a little bit of weight.
Okay, over here on B.
Oh, Mike Parker says we're wrong. It's a draw. Let's see what the weight he comes out with.
He's just trying to get 1, 2, because he wants to be able to use that.
All right, on B, a little bit of an overthrow, and it's going to go sailing right through the house. Still be counting 2. All right, here is the shot on sheet C.
Yeah, that's draw. Oh,
I think it's hit weight, actually.
Well, he must have changed his mind.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that broom works either way.
Yeah. Oh, and he's actually a little wide.
No, it's still going out.
And it's sliding. So he's going to remove the red stone, but he's going to be counting number 4.
Right.
And he's also set up a nice hit and roll for red. So red can now return the favor.
And that broom placement goes exactly what we've been talking about. You've got to have a tight broom if you're going to go heavy, but it will come back if you go draw weight. So that's why that broom placement was it was kind of confusing to us. It could have been the draw, or it could have been the hit. You're not going to tell it to the weight.
Sheet B, they're trying to draw into the button underneath the guard, or a little bit to the left, and unfortunately they overthrew it, and it's going to sail right through, and yellow is still counting 2 on sheet B. So a missed shot there.
And I believe yellow has the hammer and is about to deliver it. So this is a chance for yellow to take 3.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's a big swing on sheet B. And
I'm
yellow,
counting my rocks right.
They're only going to play 7 ends. So
yes.
If this really is the hammer, and it looks like it is.
It is.
B would be up 2 without the hammer. All right. Now we're going to go back over here to this last shot. Second to last shot on sheet C. Red is trying to hit and roll off the yellow.
Yep, this is red's last rock.
If he hits this just right, he can get the in-off double and be counting 3. But he's going to hit the nose and roll a little bit, and yellow's still counting 1.
And yellow still has that hit and roll. And, I mean, they've got to roll a little bit. They can't hit and stick to get 2 there.
Okay,
They've got to hit and roll.
This is the hammer, and they've got an open draw on the other side, too.
You could do that, too.
I would go with the draw here because it's wide open, and all you have to do is get full 8 foot. You do this, and you risk jamming the red into your yellow.
He did the exact same thing with his broom as he did last time, where he tapped on the ice where he wanted his stone to line, but then he threw the hit. So I'm not sure if he's saying this is where I want it.
So Mike and I are having the conversation over here again. This might be a draw broom, because
I would not throw. I would go the other shot because you.
I would go the other way.
You have no risk. You've already got counting 1. You've got an open draw to the 8 foot for 2.
That's draw weight.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, he could easily end up. Now, it is true, all he has to do is just hit just barely on the inside. And he's wide. He's wide.
It is not coming back.
It doesn't have a chance.
They're sweeping to try to get
Here
some
comes.
curl.
Here comes.
No, he's gonna jam on the red. Yep. There
It's
it
going to
is,
be 1 yellow.
Yeah. So
now they're going to have to steal 2 to force a tie coming home. That's going to be very difficult.
The reality is it's always easier to call the game when you're sitting in the warm room. So.
Oh, yeah. I'm a great curler on this side of the glass. Meanwhile, over on sheet B, they did complete the draw, and Villanova has taken a 6-4 lead going into what will be the final end. So SUNY has to get 2 to tie, 3 to win here, but they have the hammer to work with. So we're going into the final end, 2-point deficits.
And
SUNY has...
It's actually the final in on both sheets.
Right.
And they're both starting up. Yeah.
Right. And it's both a 2-point deficit, but one has the hammer and one does not.
Yeah.
So this should be an interesting finish.
Yeah. So on sheet C, actually, I would not be surprised if SUNY 1 actually throws their first stone through.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I would be playing defensively.
Yeah, SUNY, all they want to do is put stones in the house or stones through the house. They don't want to be playing with any guards.
I'm actually surprised that Villanova is not doing the same thing.
Oh yeah, actually, you're right.
It's good to get some new folks down.
Oh, Villanova's going to put up the guards, so they plan on playing this end straight up.
Or they made a mistake.
Or they made a tactical error.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they may have meant to throw it in the house, and it just came up short. On
sheet C, I would definitely be throwing through / stone elimination over here. I mean, you can't eliminate a free guard right now.
And you don't mind if you get one in the top of the house.
This one's not going to be either, though.
He should actually sweep that out.
Right. I'm not sure why they're leaving that in play.
Because at this point, you just want to make sure the scoring is minimal.
Right.
And here on B, SUNY 2's stone coming into the house. Now SUNY has to score 2, so I would have gone. I mean, he was trying to throw a guard, so he came in a little bit hot, and they immediately called for the takeout rather emphatically. Okay, and on sheet C, Penn needs to score 2 here, so they're going to go ahead and put 1 in, although they may have called that as the guard.
And they do not have the hammer.
Full 8, and they don't have the hammer. Unfortunately, that stone is exposed, so now they could just turn immediately for the hit. And they don't
Piper has arrived.
They don't even care about losing their back red. They just want to get rid of this counting yellow stone. Okay, over on B.
The takeout is underway.
A takeout on its way. Yellow just trying to get rid of red stones. The same situation for yellow.
And they're just watching this, so it looks like it must be pretty good.
Okay, so which takeouts are we going to get?
Looks light to me. Why aren't they sweeping that for weight?
Because they may. Yep, there we go. They're going to be.
I'm not sure why they weren't sweeping that after it started to break.
There is the takeout on sheet C, which was successful. So red is counting 2. So they're getting control of the end here so far.
And right now, yellow is every stone matters at this point. It's not like a mathematical do or die yet, but it's getting close.
So now SUNY 2 will return the favor and take the yellow out and try to slide in underneath the yellow guard. All right, and we're going to stay with sheet B until the shot is complete.
Oh,
he's switch over. They came off earlier.
I think he was narrow.
Yeah, he's narrow. He's going to end up out front. So we'll switch over here to this takeout on sheet C,
which also looks very light.
It's very light. They couldn't. The weight must have been. They must have called the draw.
Must have been a draw.
Because it's coming in as a draw, and it's going to end up counting actually if they don't bump the red. It's running out of juice, so it comes up a little short.
It's not a bad spot to put that stone, but you're going to have to do something about those red stones eventually.
Now,
because
if I was red, just get rid of the yellow.
Yeah.
Just get rid of the yellow.
Which is not a difficult shot, but it's not a super easy shot because you've got the back jam, you've got the red stone right next to it, and you've got the high guard that's giving you about 20% coverage.
The jam would have to be perfectly on it. If you split yours out, you don't care.
Yeah.
Because it's the last end. Here's the shot on sheet B, and they remove the red stone. And that's fine, because, again, you just want to make it harder for red to score.
Right.
Okay, here we are.
He's not going to worry about that stone yet. He's going to try and come behind it.
Yep. On sheet C, he slid out a little bit wide. He was looking to draw, I believe. So, with draw weight, this will curl, and it's slowing down, so they're sweeping really hard. This could end up being just a
It's going to be a guard. It's going to hit that yellow.
Yeah, which is interesting.
And actually, that moves the yellow guard over and gives a little more high coverage to the existing yellow.
Yellow now sees a tiny bit of light at the end of the tunnel because they've got stuff to hide behind.
And it looks like he's going after that red.
Well, he could go, hitting the red out.
Get the right angle,
red is
get
counting
both.
1 and 2. So if he goes for the angle takeout, he could get rid of both of them and be counting 2.
Here comes the shot. It looks like it's got better weight than the last one. Line's going to be crucial.
I think they need to be sweeping.
I think you need to be sweeping that. Why are you up?
What? No, because they're going they're bumping their yellow back.
Oh.
I think. Doink.
See, I thought based on that broom and the fact that it's not coming back with heavy weight from that wall, I thought that was clearly a takeout call for the line, but it was not the right weight.
Well, they got caught in between.
So I mean, if the call was for them to promote, then I think he needed less broom than he gave them. Meanwhile, over on sheet B, yellow continues a war against the red rocks. Here comes another takeout attempt. It might jam though.
It's gonna jam. Oh, it's gonna jam and leave it counting.
Oh boy.
So this is getting interesting on sheet B because red now could put a biting 8-foot right into 12-foot, but guarding his own red stone would be one good shot.
And over here on C, SUNY is going to try and draw in and further complicate the matter.
Yeah, the problem is
it's light.
Yeah. And now you have a real good chance of a hit and roll on the red, and yellow could be counting 1, and if they got it just right, they might even... Oh, they're sweeping really hard. And it's coming in underneath the guard.
It did. It got underneath that guard nicely. I did not think that was going to get that far into the house. I thought that was guard weight the whole way, so good job, sweepers, getting that in.
Yeah. Red doing a good job now of managing the house, counting 3. They still have some problems with too many places for yellow to hide, but it's going to be hard to... So it looks like they're doing the run back instead of the hit and roll here on sheet C. Now, if this is too hot, it could go around the front yellows and just slide right through the house.
I don't think it's too hot. It might be light, if anything.
Yeah, the weight looks okay.
Yeah,
but it's not curling enough. It's just going to bump the red. It will end up counting, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but red can just blow that up. They don't care if they lose one of theirs.
Well, but I mean, if you blow it up, are you going to be able to get the yellow out, or is it so tight?
No, you hit this on the nose, and the red goes and the yellow goes. You use your stone to get rid of it. Send the yellow off to the vices left, and the red off to the... Because, again, you don't really care that much about your stone because you're just trying to make sure they can't get 2.
Takeout attempt going on sheet B. and successfully executed. They had a shot at the double, but the line wasn't there. Still, they'll take that result. Idea is just to make sure they don't give up 2 here. They're very happy giving up 1 to red.
Right. Although they came across too far and they left the hit and roll. So we'll stay with this just long enough. We've got 2 shots going on right now.
Yep. I'll tell you what's going on over on C. They are taking out. They're going to go after that shot like you mentioned, but they're going to miss the yellow, and they're going to end up doubling themselves out.
Wow.
And that is the danger of going after that shot. If you do not get all the way back, you have now eliminated 2 of your stones and the shooter, and on that wall where is just not coming back with heavy weight.
Sorry we missed that shot. Did not anticipate that being such a crazy shot. You'll notice that there are 2 red stones missing, and it was a red stone that took both of them out.
Right.
So all of a sudden, yellow is counting 1, red is 2, and yellow is 3 and 4. And this
yellow
game
says
has gotten
draw.
really exciting. And yellow now has a chance to be counting 2.
Yeah, we were just talking about the way those stones were lined up. It was a dangerous shot to go after that yellow.
And now
ended up being right.
In, and they're probably, they're going to come in, and I don't know, they will be counting.
I believe it there.
Yep, they're going to be counting 1, 2.
Don't separate.
Leave a double. It's not an
tight,
easy double because it's pretty tight. But it is there.
Yeah, you're going to have to hit. It's all about the angle on this shot.
All right, over on far B real quick, you notice we now have, I believe, a completely empty house.
What's that?
So they've cleaned all the stones out. Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll stick here with sheet C. We'll try to get each of the shots here. It's kind of tough again because they're exactly out of sync with each other.
So we're looking at the
sheet
double.
C is a double attempt. On sheet
weight is good, and he definitely reduced the line. It's just a matter of he gets both.
He's got it. Boom.
He's got it.
He's got
nice
to sweep hard. He's got to sweep hard. Nope. Okay.
It's exposed, but
yellow's still counting 1, and he's got an easy tap up for 2. Let's see what happened over here on B. We got a draw coming in, and he comes up short. Now again on sheet B, yellow has a 2-point lead. So they'll just immediately take out that red stone. They just got to knock it, And so yellow very much in the driver's seat on seat B with such an empty house.
If they eliminate this red stone, then red that literally has 2 stones that they both have to get counting, or the match is over.
Otherwise, on the other game, however, yellow is right now sitting 1 with a reasonable chance of bumping their second stone in to be counting 2 and buried. So things are a little more interesting. However, red does have an open take on the yellow that's counting right now.
I do love this idea of promoting undercover. Just got to get this angle right.
I'm sweeping really hard. I got 3 sweepers on the stone.
The weight there is the line there.
It's going to be a little bit narrow. It's going to hit the inner one. It's going to hit the inner one. Boom. And it will be counting 2.
Still does the job. There might be a double on those front 2, but I think SUNY is definitely worried about the shot rock over here. It's tight.
Let's take a look
very tight. Here
on sheet B, if they eliminate this red rock, then SUNY 2 is going to be in a really difficult pickle and have to put their last 2 stones in. And
he missed
flash. So that, oh boy.
He did. He missed it, unfortunately.
All right, let's go over here. A lot of talking going on sheet C. They're trying to decide whether they can. Well, they certainly want to get rid of 1 yellow stone, and if they could hit and roll a little bit and be partially buried, they could run the red back. But that
I don't know that the roll is there. I mean, if you hit that
not.
because of that second
yellow.
Yeah, the stone that is now shot rock is going to just jam, and you're end up pushing them further under cover and further closer to the button.
I wonder if tapping this red up is the shot. If you can get around this guard enough.
I think he's actually thinking red, red, yellow. I think he's thinking about pushing his red into his red, into his yellow. I mean, the way they're looking at it, that's what it sounds like they're talking about.
Yeah, it is, but it's a long angle. Okay, we got a shot over here on, and I'm guessing he might actually be trying. Well, he's going to try to bump his red in, and then if he wants hits on the right side, he might actually be able to squiggle his shot rock or his throwing rock in.
It's got a lot of weight.
Oh, bring it in. There we go.
And they are still alive.
Yep, they're still alive.
They have one more rock to deliver, and they need to get at least 2 in the house. And they've got 2 in play, but only 1 counting right now.
Okay, since they're still talking on Sheet C, I'm going to stay with Sheet B because the game is on the line on Sheet B, and this is a final.
If he hits this stone out of play, then she would have to find a way to get that guard in and get the shooter in, and that
which is not impossible, but is difficult because you have
to
hit it. You got to end up with 2 biters,
right?
Split,
and that's a good distance from the house to rely on a last-minute turn to get it to bite.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Well, on Sheet C, they're getting ready to throw the first stone with hammer. But they're also showing, we're going to stay with Sheet B because this is a possible, the critical shot for the game. They're all critical at this point. Oh, boom.
And he accomplished the shot on C.
Yeah, he did get the double run back.
But here comes the shot on B.
Yeah, it's on.
That's not on the red.
No, it's not at all.
What happened there?
He's going to just peel his own yellow or just going to just knock it right out. Okay,
and now
take a quick look at Sheet C to see what happened. They were successful with the run back, so yellow is still counting 1.
And now red has a draw to tie this match on Sheet B. All red has to do is get anywhere in the house, and they are going to be in an extra end situation.
All right, so we are going to go watch that final as soon as they come down into the house. On Sheet C, they are coming out of the hack, so we'll stay with this shot on Sheet C. Yellow wants to be counting 2 after this. Now, is this is Yellow's last shot? So they must be counting. The game's on the line here on Sheet C.
Oh, I think they're light.
And it looks like they came up. No, they're sweeping. They've got 3 sweepers pounding away on the stone. They have got to be out counting the red or the game is over.
It's not going to make it.
And they're not going to make it. Okay,
and so red is going to win. SUNY 1 will defeat
SUNY
Penn.
1 defeats Penn on Sheet C. All right.
Let's throw it to B that she's about to deliver. She has got to get this into the house or they are done.
So both games coming down to ending within seconds of each other. And here comes the shot. She has to actually
just got to get house to tie this match.
Yeah, all she has to do is be touching the house, biting. Okay,
and not wreck your existing stones.
No, that's okay. She needed that to slow it down. And
we have a tie match. we have got a tie match.
Yeah, wow.
So we're gonna. I'm presuming it's an extra end because it's a final. So
extra bonus curling on Sheet B, which turns out to be the normal 8 ends because they had decided to go 7 because they started late.
Right.
But now they're going to play 8 because
they have
to made the shot.
Yes, SUNY 1 run on Sheet C.
Yes. They came up just short to have to possibly score 2. Although they would have left an open takeout, so it would have been red was in control. Okay, so they are going to play the 8th in, and of course that's the only game going on now, so we can
focus in on that.
We'll even show you a few deliveries and shots into the houses by using the 2 cameras back and forth. Okay, so let's set the scene here. So red is up. This is SUNY 2. So SUNY is feeling pretty good. Got one SUNY team into the finals and another SUNY team playing for a final right now.
So a good showing by SUNY this tournament. Both their teams making final event matches.
So they're just calling for the center line guard. And it's going to slide into the house, though.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a little deeper than they wanted. Probably into the 8, maybe even touching the 4.
Yeah, so
nope,
they,
8.
Let's see here. And Villanova has the hammer, so they will just take that stone out. Villanova has one job, clean the house out and get a point. They don't need to worry about anything other than that, so they can play for the last shot.
It's all that matters.
But it's all tied up, so SUNY wants to junk it up. SUNY wants to create opportunities for the steal. Put a lot of stones out in front. Oh, yeah. They just... And so the takeout's on its way, but it looks like it might just be a miss early here. It's going to chip it. Got it. Just enough.
And looking back now, Craig, how crucial was that fifth end where they thought they had 2, but they thought they might have had 3 for SUNY. If they had had that third stone, we would not even be talking to you guys right now.
Yeah, well, game would have been over.
That's it.
All right, the warm room is filling up for the finals coming up after this. I'm not sure when they were originally scheduled to start, but
I think 11:30.
Okay. Take a little bit to prep the ice and get everybody lined up and get them piped out on the ice for the final. One of the best curling traditions, I think, which is
I love it.
March behind the bagpiper. Okay, so again, Red's job is to junk it up and give themselves something to hide behind, but over through this one a little bit might be a little excitement of making it into the extra end. And it ends up in the back of the house. So yellow with hammer, you could either take it out or sit on it.
And they're going to go what? Right after it?
I would go for the takeout. That's fine. The thing is, we love calling sits and freezes. The problem is, it's a very difficult shot, so the takeout is a simpler, easier to make even with a little bit of a miss shot.
Absolutely.
They are sweeping on it hard. They'll come into view here momentarily. Actually, it seems a little bit light, so they may have called to sit on it. And it's going to over-curl, and they're going to miss. So
but it's going to stick around.
They're going to come off hoping it stops. And
it's going to stick around.
Okay, but it's wide open. So Red has an interesting decision here again. Again, they need to steal. So
I would eliminate that yellow stone and try to roll over, split the house.
Yep, get 2 stones counting. You might end up leaving a double opportunity, but...
I mean, it's pretty clear Villanova is going to go for stone elimination as long as you give it to them. So the only way to take stone elimination away from them is to put 2 stones in the house that you can't remove with 1 shot. Yeah. So that would be where I would be looking right now. I don't think that's necessarily what she's calling right now, but that's the way I would look at it.
She actually pointed like she wanted to just set one. She wants to do the... well, we just got to see what weights. Yeah, she kind of come down and angle freeze on the yellow. So out of the hack they come.
It's got heavy draw weight. I mean, if this gets over to the yellow stone and it is starting to curl, it could bump it out.
It's going to over-curl.
And now they're going to call him on it to try and push him out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this could actually push the yellow into the red. It's over-curling.
Curled way too much.
Well, she had the broom on the center line. I'm not surprised by that at all. That's what we've been seeing now is 3.5 to 4 foot of curl off the center line.
Right. Yeah, we've been getting very, very solid curl last couple weeks. I think if I'm learning anything by watching these games today, it's that a lot of these skips. I know a lot of these skips are still learning. They're college. They haven't played as long as some of the more experienced folks in our club. But definitely line calling has been something that they're really trying to focus on and trying to get right with our ice. We have a decent curl here, and just watching particularly in the game on C, they were just really trying to adjust to it.
Okay, they're sweeping hard. They're going to come down and bump the red out, which is a fine shot. They actually need to come off and let it curl more.
It's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming. It's just going to have the weight.
It's going to end up peeling, though. Oh, there it goes.
No, it doesn't have the weight.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They stayed on it because they didn't have the weight, and the curl was there.
I missed the shot. I got had a extra sweeper in the way who's cleaning off sheet C. Didn't realize how slow it was going.
And now they're just going to try and stack up on it. This is going to become a dueling banjo situation of who can end up closest to the button.
Which actually favors Red.
Yes.
Because they need stuff to hide behind and sit on.
I mean, if you park right up on top of the yellow right now, your shot rock, yellow's got to make a perfect shot to outcount you, or then they've got to try to pop you out. It's either way.
It looks a little toasty, though.
It does. I don't know this is going to make it back with that weight.
This could end up chipping the yellow out if they get it just right.
There it comes a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to jam. Doink. So yellow's kind of liking this situation right now, but they would rather just have a clean house.
Right. Red is still the counting stone, so they're going to waste no time in going after it.
Here's a view from above. You can see that Red is indeed counting.
That's very little broom with the amount of curl this sheet has had. I hope it's the right
they
call.
Put some weight on it. They got to put some weight on it.
I think you need your sweepers on this.
Now, if she comes across and chips it out, that's good. She'll come over and jam on her own. And
they're holding it. They held it very well. The weight and the hold was good, and they're going to nail it.
Nice shot.
I was concerned that was not going to come back with the amount of weight that they used there, but the sweepers did a very good job on it.
So the only problem for Yellow is all their stones are on or behind the tee line. So actually, at this moment, it's not terrible for Red. Now, Red's problem is they need to get something frozen on one of those guys. They need to freeze one on that one on the 4 foot.
And I think they're throwing too much weight for that. I'm not sure what the call was here, but I don't think this is going to be through, I think.
Yeah, it's starting to curl, but it looks a little toasty. That was a missed shot there. It's going to go all the way back to the back 12, if not out. In the back 12, Yellow still counting 3. Lots of junk in the back of the house, though, so this could get interesting.
And Yellow's going to try to get ahead of the freeze game.
Yeah, well, I'd put one up in the top 8, guarding the one that's counting myself.
I think, are they worried about setting up the double because there's so many yellow stones in the back half of the house?
Yeah. Now, Yellow only needs to score 1, and they do have the hammer. So I might rethink that and just pile another one in.
Weight looks good. This one definitely looks more like draw weight. Might be a little hot, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's coming in. That's going to come in back into the...
Ooh, it's not slowing down.
Yeah,
there it is.
It's digging in. It's going to be just behind, just past the tee line and right front. Oh, it dug in nicely.
And there is double potential with that shot.
Yeah. But the double doesn't do them much good.
That's true, because you're really just playing for 1.
Absolutely. So the shot here is to freeze on this yellow and be counting. The back yellow.
Again, a lot of weight on this shot.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to come back to where she wants it.
Yeah. Only 1 point matters. So it's going to push the yellow out. It might be counting, but and it does have some backing. So, but it doesn't really. The backing doesn't really matter because of the other yellow stones.
I think if they
just take it out.
The choice there was less broom or a little lighter. Either or would have made that shot perfect.
Yeah.
But now Yellow's just going to try and eliminate that stone.
Sure. This should not. It's a straightforward hit.
And if Yellow gets across the front of it and rolls over, that's even better.
The reality is the jam doesn't matter because Yellow will still be counting even if it jams.
Agreed. But I mean, you would love to roll over just to give yourself, make it harder for them to get your stones out.
Yeah. Then you pretty much seal the deal.
Oh, it's coming nicely. I don't know if that's going to get across the face.
No, it's not. It's going to nose at best. And a bunch of bumping around in the back doesn't really matter. Yellow's still counting 3 or 4. I think they're actually counting 4.
So now if I'm Red, I like the hit and roll.
You got to hit and roll.
Because you can just roll in under that. You think that yellow, you're right. The yellow stone looks like it's right on the tee line.
Yeah, and actually, well, it's kind of the only problem with it is, I mean, you got to make the shot. That is the shot. You're desperate. The game's pretty much on the line here. But if you do it perfectly, you set up a nice run back of the yellow into the red. So you can.
Well, I mean, I would actually, if I were them, I would not want to be right behind that yellow that's touching the 4 foot up front. Mm-hmm. I would want to be right in front of the yellow in the back 8 because you're going to be right up next to that yellow on the right-hand side in the 8 foot, and you're going to be ahead of the other one. It's going to be a little bit harder for me to take that out.
Yeah, but to be counting, you have to leave a big enough gap that it is possible to get rid of it.
Right, exactly. So, that's a good point. I mean, if you go all the way over into the 8 foot, you're not counting. You're absolutely right.
You're not counting.
A lot of ice here, so I'm not. Yep, she did not come with a ton of weight. So I mean, she's not even really trying to hit them out so much as she's trying to angle her own shot with this.
Sure.
Here come the sweepers on it. Now they're back up. Oh, back on it because it's starting to curl. It's curling nicely.
Oh, this could be. It's going to be a little hot.
No!
Needs a tick. Oh. You can tell what happened by the warm room.
The warm room very invested in this game. This is great. This is the beautiful moments of curling tournaments is when you get like 40 people all in the room. Half of them are curlers, half of them are spectators, and they all are excited about the outcome of the game. So now, what do you do here if you're yellow? What do you like?
I like the. I mean, you're counting to the reds to so far back. I would almost actually, if they sit on that one, they would not be. If they sit on the back red, they would not be counting. But the red is there. I'd be almost tempted to come down and bump that red out, but they're playing the guard, which is a fine shot. Although with the broom, I don't.
There's no way to guard it all.
Yeah, but I would guard the shot they just took.
Yeah.
Because they know it.
Yes. I mean, if you guard that, then you leave a draw on the other side. If you guard the draw, then you leave them another shot at that hit.
I'm a little not sure if maybe they think there's that much curl. Now, they could also be just trying to bump theirs even closer to the button, which
That's
is
not a bad option either.
Not a bad option. And that looks like what they're doing with this weight.
The line definitely would suggest this, too. It seems to be coming in. I just don't know if it's going to come in enough. There it is. There it is. This is going to be a nice nose tip tap.
Go ahead and get the bump there.
Oh, it just didn't. Oh, it did not have enough weight.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it didn't do them any protection good. Let's look at it from overhead. They've just put the very, very top yellow stone onto the yellow biting the forefoot. Didn't really change the thing much. So this shot here, red just draws down underneath those two. And the question is do you put it? Do you go for the angle freeze on the yellow on the left side of the forefoot, which would be hard to get rid of, or you just put one dead center on the button and hope they miss? The problem with that is the gun is loaded. The gun is loaded.
Yeah. I challenge them. I put something in. I make something count right off the bat and say, take me out of there. That's what you got to do. Winter is coming for one of these two teams on these next two shots. You want to make sure it's not you.
Well, I mean, this is Red's last shot. They've got to be counting when this stone stops moving.
I think you go straight for the button here.
Although the hit and roll might be an easier shot.
And that might be what she's going for. But either way, the idea is you're going to end up on that button.
She's not getting the hit and roll.
She might be.
No, she's sliding through and she's going to hit, but she's not going to be counting, and it's going to be game over. I believe the game is over.
Well, here's the question. They're looking at it like they're not sure. So if you're Villanova, are you willing to risk it?
Well, you should absolutely measure it, but you obviously can't measure it
yet. That's the thing. You can't measure in the middle of an end. You've got to decide to throw the stone or not.
Yep, then they got to throw it.
Villanova's going to throw this stone and not mess around.
Well, and look at it. The gun is loaded. They hit the front yellow and it takes the red out. That's all they got to do.
Well, I would follow her down.
Oh, wait. They're throwing like they think that they're counting.
Oh, they think they're counting. They're throwing this one away.
At least with that broom. That's my guess. And it looks like it's yellow.
I can't tell.
All right.
I think it's yellow.
Let's see if he throws this off to the sides here. Yeah, he's just throwing this out. So Villanova believes they have the score and the win. And there it goes. Yep, he's throwing that out. All right, so Villanova knows they're counting, and they're just taking the win.
Handshakes, and the watch has ended for SUNY 2. They will be finishing up as the Event C runner-ups. And Villanova will be the winners of the Event C final.
Yes.
And a game that was really back and forth and really great to watch.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, they're going to get the ice ready for the final. They are going to get the Piper ready for the final. I'm going to use the bathroom before the final. Craig, are you sticking around for the final?
Oh, yeah, I'll go ahead and stick around.
Excellent. Craig and I will be back in probably about a half an hour or so for the final. And we will see you for then. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you in a little bit.
All right.